ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àti ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ ilé tó kó ẹ̀mí àpọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan wọn Adéyẹmọ Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà bí ara orúkọ tó ń dẹrù bò lórúkọ gan. ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú dé gbòdò láyé títa ríro lọ́dà pẹ̀lá wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o. ọ̀wọ́n ẹni má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣe wà lọ́nà mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ àtìmọ̀ṣọ́ kan ká lè débi ilé ẹgbẹ́ àjọgbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nínú alágbàdo òde ọmọ atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ dòdòdè wodò sànyà ìsànyà òrẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sí náà kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábàdàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó sọ́ràn ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn lálàìsí bẹ́rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho áfíkan pọpọ sí amúkan yòókù bọ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ tí olóró gbọ́ àfiṣẹrù wálé wàràmùjẹ ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjèjì tó ń ṣẹṣẹ jẹjẹsẹ tọ́láwọn oníbomi kò sí mu wọn láwọn oníbomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ gbàgbójú obìnrin kọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kò sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé ti ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ kí tọ́ domi láéláyé ìtọ́ mi lè domi. Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti bí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
Kí ló kà? Kí ló wí? Kí ló ọ̀dọ̀? Kí ló kà? Kí ló kà? Kí ló wí? Kí ló ọ̀dọ̀? Kí ló kà? Kí ló kà? Kí ló
ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà kò ṣẹlẹ́sìmẹ̀sìn mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. ọmọ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì asọ̀wàsọ̀wọ̀ asọ̀wàsọ̀mọ̀ asọ̀wàsálàfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yàmọ́ àfẹ́lẹ́sìmẹ̀sìmọ́ àwọn ìjọba wa ara wọn nìkan ló jà fún ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé rìpọ́blìkì láwùjẹ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé lárugẹ kó lè san wá sọ́wọ́ kó lè san wá sọ́mọ asan wá sálàfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àní àsìkò yìí ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò yìí ti tó sẹ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. ẹ jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn gbogbo àgbààgbà Yorùbá látòrí emeritus professor Banji Akintoye comrade mi ń kọ́ Victor Taiwo olóyè Sunday Igboho. Ẹ bá mi tọ́jú bàbá tèmi ààrẹ Gani Adams àti gbogbo Yorùbá akíkanjú ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà lókè òkun. Látòrí Mr. Adékúnlé Adépọ̀jù àní ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà. Ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà. Àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àfẹ́lẹ́sìmẹ̀sì mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba múnisí o. Ẹ̀ńfófódùà republic ó náwó ẹ̀ sókè. Èmi náwó mi. Ẹni tó ń fẹ́ Odùduwà republic, ẹni tó ń fẹ́ Odùduwà republic kó náwó ẹ̀ sókè ni. Èmi náwó mi.
Iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ tẹ̀síwájú. Mr. Koiki ẹ ṣé o, àwọn ọmọ mi ló kí i. Àwọn ọmọ mi ló kí i o. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, ọmọ àmàdílẹ̀.
Mo kí gbogbo apẹ ẹ̀ka alẹ́ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. I do not have the copyright to the music. I say very good evening and welcome to the live transmission. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koikimedia team tó ti wọlé ẹ kí àbọ̀ sórí ètò. Dr. Victor Ọláìyá kò sówó lóde.
Ìlú dé o, kò sówó lóde.
Mo kí yín nínú Nàìjíríà, mo kí yín ní gbogbo ibikíbi tẹ́ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè, mo kí Chief Imam ilẹ̀ Yorùbá Adékúnlé Adépọ̀jù mo rí ẹ ń bẹ̀.
Kálukú ló kégbe owó.
Bí Kìrìsìtẹ́nì ṣe ń kígbe ni Mùsùlùmí kígbe, babaláwo gbọ́ ti ń kígbe báyìí, ìwòwò ti ń jáde nínú banking hall ní Nàìjíríà.
Múra gẹ́gẹ́ máta ẹ̀ mọ́lé. Àní bísísí múra gẹ́gẹ́ máta ẹ̀ mọ́lé.
Mo kí ìyá wa dáadáa Grace Senior ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò, mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́jọ́ òbí Koikimedia late night àṣẹfẹ́ wọnú ètò ni.
Irọ́ ló pa o, owó ló wá yẹn.
Ta ló fẹ́ gbógun wọ Nàìjíríà báyìí? Ṣé àwa Yorùbá nation ni àbí Buhari àti Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò?
Irọ́ ló pa o, náírà ló wá yẹn.
Gbogbo èèyàn ló ń wá náírà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí, kódà wọ́n ń fowó ra náírà lọ́wọ́ báyìí ni. Èló lẹ́yìn ra náírà ládùúgbò yín, èló lẹ́ ń tà, èló lẹ́ ń rà á. Lásìkò yìí sẹ́, ta ló fẹ́ gbógun wọ Nàìjíríà? Ṣáwa Yorùbá nation ni? Mo kí bàbá wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí sẹ́ Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè àgbáyín àkàlẹ́ ju bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń rò lọ. gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá, a kí gbogbo àwọn akíkanjú tó ti darí lọ, tó ti lọ síbi tírìn àjò tí yẹ pé ó wà wá náà pé ká lọ, àmọ́ à ń sọ pé àsìkò tí tó. A kí gbogbo àwọn tó ti kú, láti ẹni tó ṣẹ̀ lọ láìpẹ́ yìí, ìyá wa Ìyélúfẹ̀, k'Ọlọ́run bá foríjì wọn. Emefiele, the most terrible time in the history of Nigeria. I say a very good evening and welcome to the live transmission. I don't know whatever the time is on your side, but lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ní England, London precisely, where I reside and where I will break Nigeria. Some say you cannot do so with your media. But I believe during the 1957, 1958, up to the independence, those that were following Baba Ulawo to London, I'm not sure they had a lot of media there because the British was controlling everything in Nigeria as at that period. But a dúpẹ́ fún the kind of technology that we have now, where, I mean, depend on how structured you are, tó bá ní big room, you can just use a little bit out of it. I remember my mom told me something. She was a secretary with the Mobile Oil, back in the days in the 70s. Ọ̀gá wọn tó jẹ́ òyìnbó níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn, wọ́n wá recall padà wá sí London. And she eventually came to London. As you know, I've told you so many times, my mom loves traveling. Nígbà tó wá dé UK, I mean, she now went to see this. I mean, a boss that has been your boss for probably a year, 2 years. And eventually my mom went to see this man, this Oyibo man, you know, his boss. And when she got to his office, and my mom was a bit shocked to realize that Oyinbo tó jẹ́ pé ní Nàìjíríà ọ́fíìsì tó fún, you can imagine the kind of office, secretary, driver as an expatriate working with Mobile Oil, the boss. But the guy has been recalled back to London, and all he had was just one seat with one computer and another person on the other side. And you know what the man said to my mom? That because in Nigeria we are too wasteful. And that is exactly why we are where we are today. A wasteful country that do not do the wasteful on the citizen, but they make the wasteful a day themselves. Good evening once again to our Biafra brothers and sisters. Nigeria is really in distress. And as Nigeria is in distress, it looks like Nigerians are calling for backup. They might tell you it's because of the partnership that they have. That is where we want to start the program from. I have been monitoring that for some time, and I can now confirm that it is now officially on the ground. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, the 2023 that we have all been talking about is here. The Biafra are saying they've had enough of Nigeria. The Yoruba are saying the same thing. The Middle Belt are saying the same thing. But it seems that America is not saying the same thing with us. So right there, as you can see from the 15 hours ago posted on the US mission in Nigeria, remember that they are building the biggest embassy. So definitely they need a lot of security to protect those embassy and their staff and some Nigerians that are working there. But it is now confirmed according to their Twitter handle. I need to register from Twitter so that we can keep up with what is going on online. Yoruba people are not trending. I can tell you that Simon Ekpa is trending as I speak to you right now. That's Simon Ekpa. Probably maybe some does not like him, so he has to trend. So you can see him there. Simon Ekpa is trending. That's Simon Ekpa, Woto Woto. Let's listen a little bit.
The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you. The zoo has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
Do you know why Simon Ekpa trend? Because Nnamdi Kanu, may God bless his soul, I've been able to train the Biafra to understand the importance of Twitter. But our train arawa mukiyawa temi. We've only been able to train ourselves to come on social media, on Facebook and YouTube, and that's the end of it. So we are not really using Twitter. So you can see that Simon Ekpa, according to this video alone, has been watched more than 17,000. It's about 13 seconds. But this is the power of the Twitter. So, and because Simon Ekpa is a very, very important person, the Biafra exit is also trending at 1,347. I cannot see Yoruba trending. Even though Seyi Makinde is trending, and that is linking because of the carnage that Seyi Makinde, one of the Yoruba governors that have killed 3 individuals today that are not probably maybe part of Yoruba nation, but they've been killed by the Nigerian military right in Ibadan. But you can see that 2 things is trending from the Biafra side. Biafra exit is trending and Simon Ekpa is trending. Why is it that we are not trending? Is because most Yoruba people are sí lórí Twitter. Orí ibi tá kàn jókòó sí nìkan ni pé ká wà lórí Facebook, and we put a lot of comments. Sometimes people fight inside the comment section, and I wonder why we do such. So you can see that the American, according to their Twitter handle 15 hours ago, says, and I quote, yesterday, C.G. Stevens has received a guided tour of the USCG Carter Spencer. So when you look at Google, go and look at this Carter Spencer, and it says Carter Spencer was a Treasury class cutter of the United States Coast Guard that served during the World War II. Probably maybe she's going to be serving the World War III that will start in Nigeria, or the peaceful exit of Nigeria. We don't know yet. But I can confirm that ship tí à ń wò yìí, and let's give you the full image, was used during the World War II. So as we are now into the very most important critical election in the history of Africa, whether it will break Nigeria, Nigeria will remain, whether PDP will kill APC, whether APC will kill PDP, whether those Peter Obi will win the election and the APC will rig that election and that will blow up Nigeria. So the America has to make sure that they have something closer to the shore of Lagos State. And I can now confirm fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pé the warship that was used during the World War II, according to what we have. Let's give you the background of this USCGC Spencer, according to what we have on Google. And let's increase, because some people like to watch me on their big screen and while some watch on their small smartphone. Once again, let us continue to remind ourselves that supporting Koikimedia is also part of the movement. But the most important part that you can put your money in, the only authentic account that we are aware of, is from the YSDM, known as the central account. It is important that we continue to put our money into where we know, where we can be sure that that money wọ́n máa lò properly for what is meant to be used for. Let us remind ourselves that the only account that is independently linked to the Yoruba nation movement today, I am not talking about the contribution, the voluntary donation that we all do in different platforms, as you do as well with Koikimedia. But if you are thinking that Koiki, èmi náà fẹ́ máa dáwó síbì kan yàtọ̀ sí £10 tí mò ń fún ẹ, mo fẹ́ make sure pé mo wà active. Mo ní group lóòótọ́, but mo ní ibi tí mo fẹ́ máa fowó sí. Ǹjẹ́ ibi tí mo lè fowó sí wà Koiki? Ibì kan péré tí ó wà authentic as at February, àfi tí bàbá Adébóyè bàbá Professor Adébánjí tó bá tún jáde pé ẹ̀yin ọmọ mi àkáǹtì kan tún wà tá lè máa fowó sí. But the only authentic account is the YSDM, which serves for the Yoruba self-determination movement. A mọ̀ pé they've been able to try, but they failed. They wanted to destroy the YSDM. They had a mission. That mission will collapse on their head. Ibi tá fẹ́ lò kọ́ ní ẹ̀ lálẹ́, I am not interested in whatever is going on the other side. My job here is to make sure that we give you the right authentic information that links and support the right of the Yoruba people to exit the shithole country called Nigeria. So the only authentic account as of today is the YSDM, that stand for the Yoruba self-determination movement. Àwọn ni a mọ̀ pé wọ́n kọ lẹ́tà sí Buhari tó fún wa ní copy tàrí authenticity ẹ̀. Àwọn la mọ̀ pé ẹgbẹ́ kan ni wọ́n, but there are 70 different Yoruba groups that forms the creation of the YSDM. A mọ̀ pé they wanted to knock it off, they wanted to destroy it, but we are here to tell you nobody can destroy what has been set up. Wọ́n ní different committees. A mọ̀ pé they were a bit slower when they were, putting it up. But now that I can tell you that at least within the last 3 rallies in Nigeria, in Ogun State, Oyo State, and Lagos State, YSDM was fully involved monetary-wise, logistics-wise, moral support, and if you don't sure, they also have a YouTube where you can catch up with some of their activities. And those activities is very, very important. So when you go to Podium or the YSDM, you'll be able to watch all these activities. Now let's come back into the program once more time. But if you want to support Koikimedia and you are not sure, you can either go into our website, and if you go towards the end, and this is voluntary, we are not raising any money for any purpose at the moment, but the support is just Koiki, ìwọ náà gbà, à ń sanwó BBC, à ń san TV license, BBC ò dẹ̀ polówó Yorùbá Nation fún wa. You can do so by supporting us on the PayPal. We have a Zelle, but the Zelle, we don't put it out here for security reasons. But ever contact me, we will give you the Zelle details how to support us. There's Cash App. The PayPal is musakalam1@yahoo.com. There's a First Bank and there's a Barclays account. Now let's go back into the full conversation. Kí ni Warship yìí tí wọ́n lò ní World War II, which was named for the US Treasury Secretary John Henfield Spencer? Its beam at 12 meters. It draft at 3.81. I am not a sailor, I am not a navy, but I'm sure those that understand how these things work. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin grammar tẹ́ ti wọlé, mo kí gbogbo àwọn intellectual tí wọ́n follow Yorùbá Nation. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ẹ má bínú, mo fẹ́ sáré gbélé wọlé torí pé máa wọnú ètò lọ. Let's appreciate one of our beautiful legal, lawyer that, she works in the immigration sector here in UK. She has always been truthful, but what I saw on our platform today indicate that we have people that knows the truth, and it does not matter how you might not like the truth, especially if they were in UK. Then Safmoro Yoruba Nation, then think we are create a problem. Let me tell you, we are not the problem. We are looking at the situation and we're asking ourselves that decision is not working. So I want to give kudos to our very great auntie. I call her auntie. Her name is Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaje. Some of you must have seen her on the social media. She's a legal practitioner here in the United Kingdom. Well qualified. Koto no fe ba won sọ̀rọ̀, ó gbọ́dọ̀ san consultation fee. It's not free. I am not promoting a job, but I am appreciating God in her for doing the best thing that she can do, saving lives of people that wants to stay in this country, people that wants to renew their paper. But she did something tonight that I come across on our platform, and that is the truth that a lot of us are running away from. And you can see straight away from the headline, separation is the only answer. And you can tell what separation is she talking about. Let's just listen to a little bit and we go back to the US government that have brought in the Warship into Nigeria.
Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Welcome on this timeline, and this is just going to be a very brief chat on this page.
Ẹ má bínú, torí pé tí Kúnlé Bakers bá wọlé, òun máa ń fi ìbínú ló máa fi ń wọlé, òun ṣe pé ó wà upset, but ó kàn máa ń fi super chat láti fi sọ fún mi pé òun ti wọlé. So thank you so much, my uncle Kúnlé Bakers, for that super chat. Let's listen to Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye, a pure Yoruba woman that is speaking the truth. And the truth is what everybody should be speaking right now. Ìyà tó ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn wa nílé, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ hide òtítọ́ yẹn mọ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó di pé a bá di pé ogun dé, that the Fulani are bringing. They are bringing war into Nigeria. And the question is, who is actually bringing the war into Nigeria today? Is it the Yoruba people, the Biafra people, or the federal government of Nigeria? Let's listen one more time, a little bit to Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye.
This current situation going on in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And if you look at the topic I put out there, separation is the only answer to the problem in Nigeria. Nigeria currently, as we speak, is in a situation of chaos, turmoil. Yesterday, there was a huge riot at Ibadan. Yesterday, there was a huge riot regarding, the current situation.
So separation is the only way out of the problem. One sections of the communities or of the country are suffering, and they are suffering hugely. In fact, the large sections of the community of the country are suffering in a way. Let's put it right. People are now being punished for their own money that they kept in the bank. They could not have access to the bank. There is no petrol. There is no light. And the market women are not taking old currency. And the deadline for the old currency to be cleared off on the street is the 10th of February. And people are not able to spend their money. New notes, they couldn't get it. Meanwhile, the other sections of the country, they are moving cash, new notes, and they are splashing it at parties. Yesterday, 2 days ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, they are moving new notes to their own section, and they are splashing it recklessly, and people are suffering. People are suffering in Nigeria. The situation is out of hand and it's uncontrollable. In fact, the state government do not have power to control it. That's how shameful the situation is as we speak. They do not have power to do anything because even they do not have currency, new notes. So I'm thinking in my little own way of my own corner of section of thinking. And you know, some of us, there is no way you can keep us in the section that we will not talk. It's not possible. The truth has to be spoken. Nigeria, unless it's separated, there is no way out. Ẹgbàgbé ẹ̀. Kò sí ọ̀nà àbáyọ àfi tí wọ́n bá pín Nàìjíríà sí èyí tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ pín sí kó ní kálukú máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Business are being affected. Life are affected. Children are affected. Family have been affected. Education, things are not moving at all. As if the COVID situation is not enough for people to come out of. That turmoil, that problem is not enough for people. Now you have now added to their problem. What a shameful country. What a shameful nation. Kò sí ọ̀nà míì. Ọ̀nà tí wọ́n lè gbé gbà, the only way out is for Nigeria to be separated.
It is to be divided. And that is what will end up happening. Nigeria tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn.
Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí lọ́wọ́ ìyá wa. Like I said, this is what she does. She's a legal practitioner and she has been doing best. You know, I mean, I've consulted her in few, I've sent people to her. But she has been, and this is what we expect more of our social, I mean, our elites in America, in Canada. They need to start speaking out, whether in the audio, in the video, whether you were known before or not. Just as Iyawa Kona mentioned the same thing, Towal America, Maron Turukomo, she released a lot of videos, all the time. And as you can see behind, underneath there, as we are saying all the time, the more we stay in Nigeria, the more there's problem. As you know, we all have been aware about the assassination attempt, and all the mess that they are talking about with Oba Ogboni. We don't want to talk too much on that, but I'm sure a lot of you understand that Itoshi Infagubu Wala is because we are still marched together where the terrorists are operating with impunity as of today. So lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá wa. We might come back and listen more to what she's saying here.
Ẹ máa lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ní ẹ̀kan yọra yín lẹ́nu ni. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pariwo tẹ́ ń ké kiri títì. Èèyàn mélòó yín nínú yín ló ní káàdì tó fẹ́ fi dìbò lọ́wọ́ tẹ́ bá ní lọ́wọ́ gan alẹ́ fẹ́ fi fún.
Okay. And we appreciate that she did not sell herself, to any of these other Yoruba actresses that have literally sold their conscience by not telling the truth. So now let's come back to why is this warship arriving in Nigeria is the question in my hand. And as you can see, Oyinbo Pepe, Luku Pepe. The Carter Spencer, the ship has visited to Lagos, highlight the US government continued commitment to working with Nigeria in ensuring the security of its territorial waters and the larger Gulf of Guinea. So the reason why this particular warship has arrived in Nigeria is because of our territorial water. Omi yẹn wà very, very important. Maybe not to Nigeria, but to America that wants to make sure that they can at least complete their embassy at very, very short time. So these particular warship, you didn't see probably here, but if I take you through these images, this is what it looks like. This particular ship, Odesi, Lagos State, is currently in Lagos. It might be drifting around there. They might park it there. I don't know how long it's staying in Nigeria. But my question tonight is it indicating that Nigeria is forecast to be going into a war contraction or is going to blow away? Is American aware of things that we don't know and they're just making sure that, I don't know how many of their security personnel came with this warship, but normally I'm sure when a warship like this it travels with a lot of ammunition, it travels with a lot of contingency plan, because they might be traveling on the waterway before they arrive in Nigeria, and they might be coming across all kind of different things. And if you have been following us on Twitter, for those on Twitter, you will realize that there's a news that has been trending in the last almost 3-4 days now. Àwọn tó wà l'America ló máa gbọ́ news yẹn about the Chinese balloon. There's a particular balloon tó ń fò l'America. It has been shut down by the American government today after Joe Biden gave the go-ahead to be shut down. So this is the balloon. So the balloon has been shut down after it is interfering within the space of the American airspace. Ó kàn lọ wọ́n mọ tó wà nínú ẹ̀, wọ́n ní bí ó collect information ni. So eventually the Americans say no, they've had enough of it and they've actually shut it down. So Joe Biden gave the go ahead. So this is the image.
Oh damn! Stop!
So the reason why all these,
the shot is going at it right now. Oh shit!
Yeah, so you might probably not be following the news, but this has been going on. So the question now is, let's come back to the to our own problem. Our own problem now is America say, well, they have good relationship with Nigeria. We know that the relationship has been going on since 1960, after the independence of Nigeria, or even prior before the independence of Nigeria, because America was also aware of the Yoruba people as a kingdom, the Biafra people. America was aware of the civil war that took place, the genocide of people that were killed. America is aware of the different ethnic groups. But all they can say is, let us manage Nigeria, keep Nigerians together as much as possible. But in case Nigeria is going to go into cuckoo, then America wants to be sure that they have enough security personnel to protect at least the interest of the Americans that are currently living in Nigeria. So I am now asking the question, kí US American warship tó ṣe ní Nigeria during this crucial time? America will probably know what we don't know. There will be classified information that will be traveling between America and Lagos, Abuja, with their embassy. Things that will probably not come into light until maybe another 30-40 years. When the new president comes in America, they might say they should release it. And let me tell you why you need to be understanding how things work around the world. Let's take you to Chile. 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 There was a guy there that was called Pinochet. And do you know that Pinochet, this is his face. In 1973, ló gbàjọba ní Chile. But do you know that it was only when Obama came to power in 2008, about 1,100 classified information was released, and in those classified information, it has now been confirmed that the Americans supported General Augusto Pinochet in 1973 against another person that the Americans were probably not satisfied with. But nobody knew about all these in 1973. So just as I am showing you now that there is a warship there, some say, hey, shut up, what do you mean by that? It's just a warship. Okay. But maybe in another 30 years, we might probably be finding out that they came for a purpose. But I can confirm that in 1973, when Salvador Allende of Chile on September 11, 1973, Pinochet was the head of the Chile military government, and he actually took power. And he was there for a very, very long time until he was chopped out. There was a lot of fights. This guy is also a dictator, just like President Muhammadu Buhari, that a lot of you probably do not have the background of who Buhari is. Whether the dead one, the alive one, somebody is there representing you. Buhari came to our limelight, not because he was also fighting in a civil war, but he also overthrown a government. Do we have any information that maybe, I don't know, I'm just saying maybe, ṣé American government supported Buhari nígbà tó fẹ́ overthrow ní Shehu Shagari? We don't know. These are very, very classified information that will probably not come into our space anytime soon. So when people don't understand how things work around the world, what you need to start thinking is, iye tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ rí tí evidence wà. Somebody is asking, what bad things did Augusto Pinochet do? Detention, torture center, intelligence agency under Pinochet regime instituted secret detention, torture site of conduct political repression. In total, Chile had 17 torture centers, just as Buhari is also doing right now to so many of Yoruba people. Every Nigerians are now crying for not having Osowolode. And let me just go and show you some of those on Twitter that we have already. Once again, a very good evening. So, I want you not to take your mind off from this particular warship that is currently in Nigeria as we speak right now. Kí ló ń ṣe níbẹ̀? We don't know. You know, some people have also confirmed, like after I posted it on social media, that àwọn ṣiṣẹ́ lérí àyàn àwọn ti rí. You don't even have to say that America ò ní fi nǹkan kan sórí Twitter àwọn tó bá confirm it. So I can confirm that this particular ship that was used during the World War II is now presently in Nigeria. Is it there just for the security engagement of what? According to what they are saying here, a continual commitment to working with Nigeria in ensuring the security of the territorial water. Some of you don't understand what that means. When something is territorial water, the term territorial water is sometimes used informally to refer to any area of water over which a sovereign state has jurisdiction. Ó dìgbà tí ìran Yorùbá bá dá dúró la máa lè sọ pé àwa la ní the territorial water that is in Lagos. But today it is still under the the Fulani. That is why we're talking about the Ruga, the waterways. And a lot of the time people were complaining that there was a lot of shouting last year that Kofi Gbomimowa lower the waterways, the water bill. I think it's called the water bill. Water bill. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ lómi ló ní ayé, ẹni tó bá nílẹ̀ ló láyé. So ìdí tí ìjà ṣe wà káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé lẹ́nìí is because àwọn kan fẹ́ gba omi yẹn, àwọn kan fẹ́ gba ilẹ̀. So if we go back to the water bill that was currently trending in Nigeria, some few proposed water bill and the best practice in the water resources. All these individuals are all agents of evil, representing their own caliphate, Usman Dan Fodio agenda. I'm talking about Mr. Sulaiman Adamu, the Minister for Water Resources. Let's hear what he says on the water bill. With reference to Vanguard newspaper editorial that was published on Wednesday, July 5th, 2020, entitled Water Resources Bill, Recipe for War. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó pé recipe for war, pé omi ó lè dá ìjà ogun sílẹ̀. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ń sọ nísìnyí pé no, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣèjọba lọ, kó máa wọrí nípa territory omi wa. But ẹni tí ó bá ti lose the territory, tó bá ti lè gba omi mú ẹ lọ́wọ́, that is the end of it. Because inú omi yẹn ni submarine máa gbà jáde, inú omi yẹn náà ni ship dé nísìn, inú omi yẹn náà ni gbogbo container tó ń bọ̀ pátápátá sí Nàìjíríà, ibẹ̀ ló ń dé sí, yàtọ̀ sí tí wọ́n náà ṣe launch láìpẹ́. Let's continue. It has become pertinent to place on record yet again that the proposed, I'm reading this section, okay, in case you are looking for where I'm reading. Let's increase it a little bit. Yet, again that the proposed Nigeria Water Resources Bill has not introduced significant new items to the already existing and operational waterways in Nigeria. But we now have, congratulations, the American that is going to come and help us to resolve the territorial water. It is because the federal government of the Bubu, President Muhammadu Buhari, has given them authorization. Remember that we don't have our country yet. Relationship tàbí America sọ débi pé ship wọn máa wá land síbẹ̀. But today, maybe the Nigerian government is scared of the Biafra, the Yorubas, the Middle Belt. The Nigerian government is concerned that in case the war starts, their own warship is not working properly. It's dying on the sea. And I think I have something to prove that. Nigeria warship not working on the water. There was a particular video that popped up on Twitter. I hope I can find it quickly. If not, I think I posted it. Okay, let me go on my Twitter. It might take a bit of time, but we will find that particular video. But Mumulosi, bit by bit, so don't get lost. Let me close some of the, because I don't want to broadcast to crash, especially with the system. A lot of people are complaining now. Let's first take a look at this.
Ẹ sọ gbogbo àwọn obìnrin ẹ sọ wọn dolóṣó tán ẹ sọ wọn daṣẹ́wó tán kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká focus lórí life wa. Ẹlòmíì nǹkan gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe ní life ẹ jẹ́ kó rí ṣe ẹ dàrú ayé everybody rú kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gan kí ló dé. Ọba ògbóni tẹ́ wọ́n wá yẹn ní agbára Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ rí mú orí ìyá ò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ rí mú because kò ń ṣe Fúlàní kò dẹ̀ kí ń ṣe terrorist. Gbogbo wa pátá ló máa jáde sí yín gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátá ló máa jáde sí yín gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátá ló máa jáde sí yín. Ọba ògbóni ò kí ń ṣe terrorist ó sọ̀rọ̀ lásán ni torí pé ó gbé pọ́ńpù aṣọ síta ẹ wá ń wá káàkiri ẹ declare wanted àwọn tó ń ṣèkà tó ń pààyàn káàkiri ẹ declare wanted Fúlàní ń gbéyàn ó ń gba 5 million 20 million 30 million lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn ṣé máa sọ pé ẹ mọ ibi tí wọ́n wà ni ṣé máa sọ yìí pé ẹ mọ ibi tí wọ́n wà ẹ lè sọ pé ẹ mọ ibi tí wọ́n wà náà ẹ wá ní ẹ ń wá ọba ògbóni ẹ ń wá wọn ẹ ń wá káàkiri kí ló ṣe. Anyway ẹni tó bá máa bú mi ò ní ó má bú mi o ẹni tó bá máa sọ pé èyí tí mo sọ ipe kò dáa kóun náà kó bọ́ síta kó wá kojú mi ẹni tó bá ní pé èyí tí mo sọ yìí pé kò dáa kó bọ́ síta kó wá kojú mi ṣé orí gbogbo wa ti yí ni ṣé orí gbogbo ṣé wèrè ń bá yín jà ni ṣé èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ lọ́pọlọ ni ẹ lájú ni ẹ rí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni ẹ rí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni ẹ rí pé Nàìjíríà ò wọ́ọ̀kì mọ́ ni ẹ rí pé. ẹ sì ní ìgbàgbọ́ lórí one Nàìjíríà ẹ sì ní ìgbàgbọ́ lórí PDP APC or whatever ẹ sì ní ìgbàgbọ́.
Okay, so thank you so much to this our beautiful sister. I'm still trying to get that video where the warship of Nigeria was sinking. I found it. It's somewhere on my Twitter, but Utilosowo Saleni. But while we continue with the conversation, so we have now understood from the Nigerian National Assembly, the bill before the National Assembly. We don't know yet, but we'll find out in the long run. The bill to the National Assembly is simple, an amalgamation of already existing water resources laws that are presently being used to develop and manage Nigeria water resources as contained in the following Water Resources Act Cap W2LFN 2004, the River Basin Development Authority Act Cap R9LFN 2004, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency established Act Cap N1100A LFN 2004, the National Water Resources Institute Act Cap N83 LFN 2004. These laws are being reenacted with necessary modification to bring them in line with the current global trend and best practice in integrated water resources management, IWRM. The purpose of the National Water Bill is to establish a regulatory framework for the water resources sector in Nigeria through the provision of equitably and sustainable development and management, use and conservation of the Nigerian surface ground. So all these, not to bore us too much, the question we should ask ourselves then is, should we be concerned that we are now losing our territorial waterways? Let's remove these so that it doesn't block our view. Once again, a very good evening and welcome to the live transmission. The time is just 11:32, the Saturday late night conversation with myself, Buhari. There's a lot of current situation in Nigeria, and I have a lot of videos that will play, but you will also be able to call in, but please not at this particular time. As I say. So as we say, for those Nigerians, that the territorial water today, the term territorial water is sometimes used informally to refer to any area of the water, nílẹ̀ Yoruba, over which a sovereign state, which Nigeria is presently as a jurisdiction, including internal waters, the territorial sea, the contiguous zone, the exclusive economic zone, and the potentially extended continental shelf. The reason why America blew away that Chinese balloon is because they are not sure what is going to be the benefit of such. So they have to take it out. Go to the Pumadi more threat. So the American took away that. So again, as we are monitoring the situation, it's just about 21 more days before election. Let's watch this.
If you are not a Nigerian and you are in possession of permanent voters card.
Okay, fine it but understand. In a particular state in Nigeria, they have now been able to confirm that some people have PVC, but they are not Nigerians. How did they get to Nigeria? I have told you that we have a porous border, but it's not me saying it, it's the custom or the immigration that is going to talk now. Wọ́n sọ fún wa pé àwọn kan wà táwọn ti mú tí wọ́n ní permanent voters card, but they are not Nigerians. So you can imagine people are living in Nigeria, they are not Nigerians, but they have PVC. Even an average Nigerian do not have PVC because they're still struggling to get the PVC. They can't get the PVC because the PVC is just not available, just as the Naira is not available, just as there's no fuel scarcity, and yet the terrorists already have the new currency. Let's watch this. I do not own the copyright to the video.
You committed an offense. You have to be arrested and be eased out. We have done that in the past. And those of them that are here, that are practically here, they are being profiled. And when they are profiled, we are going to find out whether some of them are still in possession of PVCs because they are from a different zone. The last zone was Kaduna zone. We retrieved more than 1,000 PVCs.
Okay, 1,000 PVC. Well, anything they say, always multiply it by 4 or 5. But let's just go with them. 1,000 PVC from people that are not Nigerians have already been retained, collected. We don't know what they've done with them. Just as when you live in this country 14 years, the British were very, very stringent with my status. But in Nigeria, anybody can just walk in, kill you, go away, get PVC, have a bank account, and sometimes ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín ti ṣèyàwó fún Fúlàní tẹ́ẹ̀mù.
Now, as they are being profiled, officers are still checking to find out if they are in possession of these cards. Not only PVC, some of them are even in possession of local government indigenous funds.
Okay, some of them will one day become your local government councillor. This is the Nigeria of today. This is why we are saying that, okay, this happened in Zaria. I can see there, over 1,000 illegal immigrants arrested in Zaria. 516 of them are in possession of the permanent voters card, just as they were brought them in 2014 to prepare them so that Buhari will win. Ṣé wọ́n tún ti lọ kó wọn wá nísìnyí to support Atiku or Tinubu or Peter Obi? We don't know.
Which we are going to retrieve.
So all these individuals you're looking now, okay, these are not Nigerians. Every one of them, they are all over the place. You know, you can see them.
We were able to track more than 1,000 non-Nigerians.
Okay, they were able to track 1,000 non-Nigerians that are currently living with you. And when there's a crime, nobody knows who to call. And all this is happening in 2023 as Nigerians are preparing for the most important election that will save their lives from these criminals. These people you're looking at, you can see them. They are all Fulani jihadis brought into the country, given a PVC in disguise. Biabo boy, and sorry, imagine this guy, maybe they didn't inform him in time that, Obama should pay, I want to pay load, and nobody even know where they are anyway. So all as far as we can say is, they've arrested them. Are they in the prison? Are they declared wanted? Somebody will make a phone call. This is happening in Zaria. 1,000 illegal immigrants currently in Nigeria preparing for 2023 election. And you can see people shouting, hey, election is going to happen. And these are all the agenda. Ekale Yawa, Ruka Tomomi, and the rest of you that have joined us. So look at their faces. These are all Fulani jihadis. Some of them want to buy on Mawasu. Toba loyun. Elemi ania, kalo loyun fun. Ewa se ko mo fun won. And they'll come on the live show and be disturbing us when the country is going into flame. My question tonight is, ta ló fẹ́ dá ogun sílẹ̀ sínú Nigeria? I don't even have the kind of what these people have already. I can imagine what they have. Gbogbo wọn ló máa níbọn, gbogbo wọn ló ní dagger, gbogbo wọn ló ní motorbike, gbogbo wọn tẹ̀ ń wò yìí ló ní brand new motorcycle. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, púpọ̀ náà ilé nísìn tó bá dé àdúgbò wa nísìn ní Ìjẹ̀bú Òde nísìn, wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kí àwọn ọmọ yẹn mọ́lẹ̀. A lọ bímọ ọmọ àlè fáwọn ilé nísìn. Adẹ̀ náà wọ́n fẹ́ fẹ́ Sodiq, a ní Sodiq kò lówó lọ́wọ́, but ọlọ́kadà yìí lówó lọ́wọ́, ọlọ́kadà yẹn kẹ̀rẹ̀ Fúlàní ni. Bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yàn ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, àwọn obìnrin wa nísìn, ìyẹn ẹgbọ́ tí akọ́sùn lọ fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ program, Ọláyà sọ pé ìlú le kò sówó lóde. And this is why we are saying that àwọn tó ti ṣe Zaria nìkan lẹ́ ń rí, mélòó ni wọ́n tó ti wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́? How many of them all over the place preparing for contingency plan to make sure that things does not go their way? They can trigger the button and the war will be unleashed. Because my question is, if they're talking about 1,000 immigrants, how many of them are 1,000 in the last 4 years of President Muhammadu Buhari? How many of them have been able to get through? What them and wọlé sí gbogbo ọ̀nà Òkè Ògùn, ọ̀nà Yewa, wọ́n ní mọ́tò, wọ́n lè fẹsẹ̀ rìn. Láàrin méjì wá kidnap èèyàn bíi méjì mẹ́ta. They will have the money to spend and they can buy as many weapons as they wish. Let's continue.
We are able to track more than 1,000 non-Nigerians. We have hit them out because they do not have a valid means to stay in Nigeria.
They do not have a valid means, but they are currently in Nigeria, and we don't even know where the rest of them are. And that's why every day they are coming in a lorry loaded into Yoruba land. And the more Tabawa in Nigeria, none of these political gladiators can stop them, because every single thing that is happening is under the caliphate. That is what they want. Overrun every one of us. And the more they are more than us, the more they will become more stronger. But it seems that American is preparing the warship just in case.
The greater number from Niger carrying like...
The greater number is from where? From Niger. It is the closest to Nigeria.
They're carrying like 65% of them. Then we have national.
So 65% of people tí kò kí n ṣọmọ Nigeria láti Niger, táwa bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ wọlé láti Benin, tá bá fẹ́ wọlé láti Benin nísìn wá sí Nigeria, gbòdògbòdò sójà máa bi mí pé ṣọmọ Nigeria ni mí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ Yorùbá kan ló fi lọ láti Yewa nísìn tó fi gba border, wọ́n á máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé ṣọmọ Nigeria ni. Are you sure you're a true Nigerian? Ìyẹn ọmọ Yorùbá. But today, 65% of people from Niger have arrived in Nigeria, and they are living comfortably well, and nobody knows how they got to Nigeria.
Then we have nationals from Togo, Senegal, Cameroon, and Chad. And by His grace, we are moving to the other zone, which is Kapanchan zone, all in an effort to make sure that non-Nigerians did not participate in the electoral process.
So that is what is happening presently on that side. Let's go further. It seems that our father concerned, Pa Adebanjo, is very, very concerned man. Again, Kini Babaso, we must all prepare for war. We can't prepare for good. I didn't say so. But somebody was advising every one of us that we probably neglected. Let me just remind you the man that was advising everybody that there is a problem, and nobody was taking him serious.
So what do they expect of us now? Now that this war is on our doorstep. Of course, there has got to be civil mobilization. And if we keep waiting for this to be centrally handled, we're all going to become, if we're not already, slaves in our own land. That for me is personally intolerable. It's not an acceptable condition. And whatever it takes, I stand ready to contribute in any way.
Which is it for you, Dr. Obadiah? Do you think the government is unwilling or unable to protect the people of Southern Kaduna?
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big allegation, Dr. Obadiah. The government is part and parcel of the killers.
Yes.
That's big.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How would the government just say, oh, it is revenge killing and so on? Then you leave it there. Oh, because it is revenge killing and so on and so forth. The body language of this administration, the body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see, General Abacha, and people don't give him his due. Do you think you would have tolerated such nonsense? And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase two is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
Well, 2022 is gone, but 2023 has arrived. Àwọn ọlọ́run jẹ́ káwa pẹ́ sí 2022. Àwọn tó ní 2022 làwọn fẹ́ wà, àwa ti wà nínú 2023. Mo kí àwa dáadáa, ẹ má bínú mo ṣe rí kọ́mẹ́ǹtì níyàwó Alájà Àrà, Stafatis TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Ìyá Alálùbáríkà. And like I always say, the Yoruba world media is the media that a lot of us should continue to support, where you will get the truth from as well. Baba Adeboye is kí ló tí mo dárúkọ Baba Adeboye nù? Orúkọ bàbá yẹn kan wá sí mi lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. And I know I have a video to show you, but not yet. Àìtí débẹ̀. We are just about midnight. We still have a meeting soon there, so ẹni tó bá feel pé àwọn wà tired. I mean, as much as people, the reason why I'm not being there's a lot of Yoruba people that are worried and concerned about the Igbo people. I am worried and concerned as well, if that's what you are thinking, okay? Everybody's worried about each other. We are very, very skeptical. Olukalukun Shore, Koiki, I just saw another message now. Koiki was very careful with our Igbo, and all that. We should all be careful with each other, okay? But the foundation of all this problem is because Britain ló dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. Tí Britain ò bá kó gbogbo àpapọ̀, I don't think we will be worried this much. I understand a lot has been played in the history time. So if we are saying we should be careful, I understand. But we should be more careful of Tinubu than the Igbo people. Because Tinubu has gone into the darkness. Ó ti lọ gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi agbára káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Gbogbo tó ti lè gbàgbára pé kódà ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àwọn accident tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó ń pààyàn tó ń ṣe kí. These are what they want because àwọn need you. So táwọn èèyàn bá ń sọ pé ká wà very careful nípa àwọn Igbo. I understand, we have to be very careful with each other as well. A gbọ́dọ̀ wà careful pẹ̀lú àwọn Yorùbá gangan náà. There's nothing wrong to be careful. But in 2023, if you follow the journey that I took you through to Lancaster House, the only people tí Britain ń bá ṣe pàdé kọ̀kọ̀, àwọn ni North. Wọ́n bá wa ṣe pàdé kọ̀kọ̀ náà, wọ́n dẹ̀ bá àwọn Igbo ṣe pàdé kọ̀kọ̀. And everybody was sitting down in a round table, they were sitting, they were having drink, they were happy. But after a while, we realized now, after decades, that the British rigged the election to favor the North. So níbo ni ọ̀rọ̀ Igbo ti jáde nígbà yẹn? So when people always talk about the Igbo, I think we should first look in-house pẹ̀lú problem ara wa náà. Tá bá ti look in the house pẹ̀lú problem ara wa, then we can move forward. I have said it. Tá bá gbàlú wa tí Igbo bá fi gba ìlú mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́, a bá wọn jà, a dẹ̀ para wa, a dẹ̀ make sure pé a defeat wọn. But for now, we are fighting one common enemy. And if àwọn Baba Adébánjọ is now worried, my question then is, nígbà tèmi rí wọn, which I did, I had the opportunity because I was the best among all the Yorubas, but because I took the risk to go home. And as you know, Igbo travel to different places. Some we cannot tell you, but the ones that I can tell you is I was privileged to be in a meeting not once, not twice, not three times. In Ìjẹ̀bú-Igbó, ní ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá wa yìí àti ilé wọn, where we went there, not everything that was said there I have to say, but all I can say is, some of what I will expect them to be saying right now, they're not saying it. Àwọn èèyàn ní àgbàlagbà bíi tábà máa gégi síbì kan àgbàlagbà mọ ibi tó máa wó sí, okay, àwọn òwe yẹn àwa agree sí, but precision ti wà nísìn. Bí wọn bá kọ́lé nísìn láti ilẹ̀, o lè mọ bí ilé ẹ̀ ṣe máa rí, so that tó bá jẹ́ pé ó máa dàwó gan sẹ̀, ẹ lè sọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló máa dàwó sí, not like Ikoyi Gate where the house was just collapsing on everybody. So, but today, Baba wa yóò support the Yoruba nation. Not that we will support Yoruba nation, but they are endorsing Peter Obi because àwọn believe pé wọ́n ti marginalize àwọn Igbo. But àwa fẹ́ kí àwọn dádì wa yìí kọ́ sọ tán pé Yoruba nation ni àti Igbo àti kálukú lọ jà fún region ẹ̀. because they tried in their own age. And not, they were activists. They were locked in the prison. Àwọn ìbéèrè tèmi ò tẹ̀ tí sọ̀rọ̀ tí lọ́ọ̀kà wá sí prison. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kọ́ lọ́ọ̀kà wá sí prison. Àwọn bàbá yìí wọ́n lọ́ọ̀kà wá sí prison. Àwọn ọlọ́mọ tójú wọn rí. But today, they are now talking about one thing, that we must all prepare for war because Kabars want another northerner to succeed Buhari. Should we now be concerned? Ẹ máa mú ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan, èmi gan tẹ̀ mú logbook mi sí bíbá. I will get it now. Well, I mean, it's good to be hating people because that is what the British have done. You know, we must hate each other. Scottish don't like the English people. Àtayébáyé ni àwọn èèyàn can like ara wọn, so yẹn ṣe big deal. So even if we have hatred for the Igbo, there's no point everybody coming into, you know, behind the scene and say Koiki, I'm a way, but chaba careful pẹ̀lú wọn. Èmi gan wà careful pẹ̀lú Yoruba gan sef, because I don't trust all the Yorubas. Ṣé mọ̀ pé àsàt alẹ́ yìí wọ́n sì mọ́ọ̀kì Ìgbòho nínú yàrá kan nínú àwọn group chat. Ṣé àwọn ọmọ Igbo ló wà nínú yàrá yẹn? Ẹmọ tó ń pe Ìgbòho ni, èmi ò lè pe orúkọ yẹn. Kódà wọ́n tẹ̀ tún lè pe orúkọ Ìgbòho mọ́, ó ti Ìgbòho ti wá di olórí number 1, olórí number 2. So kí la wá ń sọ? Ìgbòho fúnra rẹ̀ ṣì wà láyé, wọ́n mọ́kẹ̀. Kódà arákùnrin kan wà tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹ nínú ilé Ìgbòho, ó mu nínú ilé Ìgbòho, ó bá Ìgbòho jáde káàkiri, wọ́n mọ́kì Ìgbòho. Bí ṣe wọ́n wà nínú chat tó ń báyìí nísìnyí, wọ́n ọkọ̀ chat ni, wọ́n wà nínú program tá à ń ṣe, wọ́n ti di ghost watcher, because wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ wá gbọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá wọn fẹ́ sọ, wọ́n ń pè ní Koikimedia, torí èmi kì í ṣe bọ́lẹ̀ kájà. Wọ́n wà níbí báyìí nísìnyí, ẹlòmíì ti lọ register YouTube name me so that nímọ̀ pé òun ni mọ́. So kí la wá ń sọ? So when people keep talking about the Igbo, that, you know, we should be careful with them, but they are Yorubas today now, tó fẹ́ jẹ́ kí bàbá Akintoye kúkú so that kí wọ́n lè gba position wọn. Kódà wọ́n ti promise àwọn mípẹ́ àwọn lọ́ọ́ máa ṣe chief of defence staff ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ìyẹn lọ́ ṣe ń wà against Ìgbòho. So what are we talking about? Ìbínú ilé ayé náà ni gbogbo wa ti ń rí yẹn, àbí gbogbo wa nísìnyí a gbọ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ pa Ìgbòho. Ìgbòho wà láyé, wọ́n mọ́kẹ̀. Ṣé àwọn ọmọ Igbo ló mọ́kì Ìgbòho àbáwá ọmọ Yorùbá? So ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run, gbogbo yín tá a máa ń sọ pé ká wà careful nípa àwọn Igbo, mo kẹ́ ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa. Jẹ́jẹ́ Ṣọlá, action man. Mo kí bàbá wa chief máa mú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, àlàáfíà ni wọ́n wà fún gbogbo yín tá a bá wà concern. Mo ní kó bá mi pè wọ́n, mo get wọn lórí WhatsApp, bọ́ wọ́n ní kó ránṣẹ́ padà sí mi pé àlàáfíà là ń wà, kò séwu. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ń sọ pé ká wà careful, Yomi ẹ wà careful nípa àwọn Igbo, relationship tẹ́ ń ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn yẹn, wọ́n lè wà trusted. Okay, but right now, ṣé gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ló trust in tá à ń ṣe? Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ pé irú àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ báyìí lè jáde lẹ́nu bàbá wa Pa Adébánjọ. Like I said, it was a privilege to have opportunity to see these our beautiful handsome father. Mo rántí gbà tí mo lọ sọ́dọ̀ wọn the first time, wọ́n ní kí gbogbo èèyàn jáde. Ìgbòho ní láyé, ó ní tẹ́ bá ti ní kí Koiki jáde. Wọ́n ní Koiki ní ìgbà wo ló dé sí Nàìjíríà? Ìgbòho náà ti dé sí Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n náà mọ́ ńlá ẹ̀mọ̀ pátí ń gbọ́rọ̀ omi tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n ní súnmọ́ mi. Bó ṣe dìmú mú dáadáa nìyẹn. Ṣé Koiki máa wà lórí ìjókòó? Ìgbòho ní tí Koiki ó bá ti sí lórí ìjókòó, à ń padà lọ Ìbàdàn nìyẹn. Ọ̀dà ẹ jẹ́ kí Koiki jókòó gbà yẹn. Àwọn lè tẹ wọ́n gbogbo àwọn tẹ kó wà yìí ti pọ̀ ju ẹ̀bùgbà yẹn dẹ̀ ní COVID wà níta ń gbà yẹn. Ìgbòho àwọn tó ń kó yìí ti pọ̀, ó yẹ káwọn kan jókòó síta. I was in the meeting, mo mọ tí bàbá wa sọ. But today they are endorsing Peter Obi, but they are now telling us, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, pé àwọn kàbá ò ní gbéjọba sílẹ̀ kí gbogbo wa lọ prepare fógun. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. Mo kí yàrá ìyá mi gbé mi lékè. So are we now looking at American, ẹ mọ̀ kí mo ṣe ń link gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ogun yìí pẹ̀lú American warship today, even though they might tell you that it's just to monitor the security of the territorial water. Bí àwọ̀ bí yẹ káwọn tó ń gbé epo tó ń jí epo gbé bí American warship yìí máa bá wa máa stop it. We don't know. But what I can tell you, like I was saying earlier, this is what the ship looks like. Rojú ship yẹn dáadáa ní bíbá. But intelligent mi tó wà nínú Àpápá, wọ́n máa fún mi ní picture ẹ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí à ń ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí. But at least evidence is there that the warship arrived in Nigeria. and is currently on our territorial water. Though the territorial water is run on behalf of the Nigerian government, that is Fulani. So ìwọ tó o mọ the value of the territorial water, tó o mọ tán pè ní omi, tá bá ti lose omi wa, we have lost everything. Mo kí ìlànà US Charter, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, mo kí bàbá wa Báṣèlú, mo kí gbogbo àwọn ìlànà UK, mo kí gbogbo ibi tí ìlànà wà tó jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn ìlànà worldwide. Kò síbi tí a bá ní organization, there will always be problem. People want to leave because they've been accused and what such. But one thing is, the Yoruba nation movement must continue and it will not stop. So once again, mo kí gbogbo wa, mo kí àtòbí mi lọ́mọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. So I don't want to open too much. Màá wá bi tí worship yẹn wà, èyí tí mo ní ó ń sing. So, kí ni bàbá wa náà rí? They must be smelling something. Àwọn náà need a lot of it, credible intelligence. But it's coming out now with the headline that says, we must all prepare for war because Kabars want another northerner to succeed Buhari. Why is the North adamant? Let's go back to lawyer Tokunbo.
Nàìjíríà máa lọ ní ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni Nàìjíríà máa lọ ní ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ dàbí ìsọkúsọ but àwa ò rán yín because ó ní ká sọ òtítọ́ bó tilẹ̀ kúrò nǹkan tí bíbélì tèmi kọ́ mi nìyẹn tell the truth whether it's even bitter or not so I don't really send you understand Nàìjíríà máa lọ ní ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni kó tó máa end up nìyẹn.
Okay, Nàìjíríà máa lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ bọ̀ kó tó lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀mí máa lọ nínú ẹ̀. Èmi kọ́ ni mo ń sọ pé ogun mọ́ nísìnyí, èmi ti dákẹ́ ogun. Ojoojúmọ́ ni mo sì mi àtàwọn ìyàwó mi máa ní ìwọ máa wòran tiẹ̀. Ìwọ kọ́ but because of the passion I have, the energy I want to put in this, and in the last 3 years, I've never regretted doing what I'm doing. But ìyá ìbínú tán, ìyá ìsàn kankan tèmi náà bá, èmi dẹ̀ kọ́ mọ́ ọ̀dẹ̀ rí ìyá yìí rí, but ẹja gbọ́n kan tí ìyá yìí sọ.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20,000. Láti aago mẹ́jọ tí mo ti lọ tò sí báńkì. Ogun máa jàánù lóyè.
Okay. Ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má ti sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ mi. Ẹ ṣe gan ni. Ṣẹ́tẹ̀rí statement ẹ bá mi sọ yẹn. Ó ti ṣó nísìnyí pé Koiki kọ́ ló fẹ́ gbógun wọ Nàìjíríà mọ́ báyìí. Koiki kọ́ ló fẹ́ yẹ kógun jalè Yorùbá bí wọ́n ti ṣe accuse mi. Mo dúpẹ́ pé kò ń ṣe mi mọ́ báyìí. But ìyá wa kí ló dé tógun ṣe fẹ́ ja Nàìjíríà? Òun ni mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá wa ṣàlàyé fún gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gbọ́ sẹ́yìn. Mo láìbọ̀ ṣe ń ka owó yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gbọ́.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20,000. Láti aago mẹ́jọ tí mo ti lọ tò sí báńkì. Ogun máa jàánù lóyè. Mo kó gbogbo owó tí mo ní nílé, mo kó lọ sí báńkì pé mo fẹ́ gba owó tuntun láti 5 days. Gbogbo owó tá fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ àtowó àjọ tá a gbà àtowó olówó tí mo gbà tó jẹ́ pé old money tí mo ní òkè o ká kó lọ sí báńkì ká gba owó tuntun jáde láti aago mẹ́jọ tí mo ti lọ tò sí báńkì. 20,000 ni mo rí gbà. Mo ti wọ́n wọn nú láwọn gbọ̀n báńkì mi, mo ń lo báńkì márùn-ún. Ibì kan ṣoṣo ni mo dé tí mo ti rí gbà gbogbo báńkì mi pátápátá wọn kówó síbẹ̀. Ẹnu ìkànnà kówó sí. Oyin kọ́ níbo lórúkọ báńkì tí mo ti gbowó yìí mo ti gbàgbé. Eco Bank nìkan mo ti rí 20,000 gbà. Ogun máa jàánù lóyè tá bá continue báyìí. Owó olówó tí mo lọ kó sí báńkì tó lówó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa sùn mí lówó tó máa fẹ́ gba owó wọn. Ẹlòmíì lóhùn ti gba transfer káàṣì tí mo gbà lọ́wọ́ ni òun fẹ́ gbà. Wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Wàhálà ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ìlú yìí tí wọ́n bá tètè kán wá nǹkan ṣe sí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí. Ebi gidi náà fẹ́ dápa wá yìí o. Tí wọ́n bá tètè dẹ́kun nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, wàhálà gidi máa ṣẹlẹ̀.
Once again, a very good evening and welcome to the live late night transmission. Maybe we should listen to this as well.
Abuja, don't call me again. Emefiele.
How many times I call you? Walai ọkàn ẹ ò ní balẹ̀. This morning, I sent my girl, say me go collect money for POS. The money where you dey rush us, say make we quick. Carry her inside bag, make we go deposit am for bank, say the thing go expire. That same old naira no where we carry all our money, go put for bank. Now, this morning now, my daughter collect 20,000 naira from POS. They collect 2,000 naira on top of 20,000 naira. They even told her that if she wants new naira notes, she has to pay extra charge. Emefiole ọkàn ẹ ò ní balẹ̀ o. As you dey put us, where you dey put Nigerians under hardship, so there is God o. There is God o. We don't know wetin we do you. As you are putting ordinary Nigerians under hardship, ọkàn ẹ ò ní balẹ̀ Emefiole. Wàláì, tó bá ń kójọ ọmọ àdánù ni o. Ọkàn ẹ ò ní balẹ̀ o. How many Nigerians can afford to be paying 2,000 naira to POS to collect 20,000 naira? This is wickedness. This is wickedness. Una dey take the life of ordinary people. They take and they play politics.
Okay, not just politics, grammar, they're also using it to play kalo.
There is God though.
Okay, there will always be God. Let's listen again to lawyer Tokunbo here.
Got to my end up here because I just saw the top for me. And anyway, Tokunbo, you are a servant of God. Gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ la fẹ́ máa sọ nísìn. Ẹ jẹ́ kẹ́mi náà kí n má máa bẹ ní bẹ́bí àwọn bàbá Tíbẹ̀ tán. Àwọn èèyàn ni wọ́n lẹ́mìí àti máa bẹ gbàgbà bẹ́ẹ̀ má máa bẹ. Nàìjíríà máa lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ní ẹgbàgbé ẹ̀. Ẹ lọ jókòó jẹ́jẹ́ jàre. Àwọn bàbá Tíbẹ̀ tán ló lè máa bá yín bẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn bàbá. Nàìjíríà máa lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Kò sépo. Àwọn èèyàn lówó wọn lọ́wọ́. Wọn ò rówó gbà ní kọ́ ní báńkì. Kò sóúnjẹ nínú ilé, kò síná, kò sí good roads. Education stagnant. Business kò sí petrol tó fi máa run business. Kò sí petrol tó fi máa tanná. Petrol tó máa fi fún inú rẹ̀ gan ní security. Fáwọn míì ni o kò ṣe fún.
So let's come back again to this our mother.
Emefiele, this thing where you dey do so, the head of all the Nigerians, poor people, the masses that are suffering because of this thing. You see the old naira where you say make we put inside. Now that same old naira now dem dey sell now.
What a very interesting time to be alive in the contraction. Once again, what is the Nigerian relationship with the Americans? I want to come back again to that. I was giving you something close to Pinochet. Pinochet was a very criminal guy, but I was supported by the Americans in 1973. And there's a lot of evidence. Once again, remember to donate money. It's very, very easy. On the YSDM website, you go there, you can see the yellow button to the far right. You click on it, it will automatically, you can register to be a member. There's nothing wrong in that. And to group, join one, you can reach out to them and they'll tell you how you can become a full member. Group chat is just a chat room. Any Telegram, WhatsApp chat, these are very good. It's a way of communication to bring ourselves together. But tẹ́ bá fẹ́ jẹ́ pé ẹ̀yin náà máa ní say lórí ìrìn àjò Yorùbá nation. Bí ẹ̀rí Koiki bá sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ̀rí Yorùbá World Media bá sọ̀rọ̀, àbí any other media tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation. Òun ṣe bọ́lẹ̀ kájà media ni mo sọ nísìn. You can become a member and you will also have a say. But to donate is very, very easy. You go on their website and you can do so. Also, gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ join ní àwọn ìlànà US is another powerful a group that is working extremely hard, not because they are supporting people that we know, but it is worth listening to this.
Yorùbá nation ṣe rere ó kéde ara rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation rèé o ó dúró nà tán Yorùbá nation ó dúró gédégbé gédégbé làwa wà ó dúró gbáǹkéké ó dúró gbáǹkọ́gbè bí ọ̀pá ọ̀ranyàn káàkiri nílẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà ìlú tí a tẹ̀dó sí orókè Oòduà onílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò lè farasin Yorùbá nation ti dúró nà tán fáyé rí ní USA ló bá tán ẹgbẹ́ ìlànà Oòduà lábẹ́ olùdarí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n àgbà Bánjí Akíntóyè ẹ̀ka ti USA lábẹ́ ìṣàkóso Barrister Adékúnjọ ń ló gbé akéde Yorùbá nation yìí kalẹ̀ kàǹkà àgbájọ ọwọ́ là fi sọ̀yà o àjèjì ọwọ́ kan ò gbẹ́rù lórí kárìn kápọ̀ yíyẹni gbogbo ọmọ Oòduà nílẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà àti lágbàáyé ńlá pè láti darapọ̀ mẹ́gbẹ́ wa yìí ní www.ilanausa.org tàbí kí ẹ pè wá sí 202-210-3251 Yorùbá nation kéde ara rẹ̀ fáyé rí ojú tẹlẹ́gàn. Yorùbá nation is calling sons and daughters of the Yoruba land and citizens of the world. Behold, the Yoruba nation has come to stay. The billboard is magnificent. It is beautiful. It is second to none. It is historic. Sons and daughters of Oduduwa land, this is a clarion call for you to be part of history. Make haste and join Ilana Oma Oodua USA at www.ilanausa.org. Today, as tomorrow may be too late, Yoruba nation is second to none. Call us today at 202-210-3251. Yoruba nation, Ògo Adúláwọ̀.
And that is, the U.S. Charter of the Ilana U.S. We can all say, we don't want to be involved in this Wahala Yoruba nation. No, let me just be a watcher, maybe donate money. But we need all the expertise of different people. Collectively. I was reading a comment there, somebody was saying, why are we not going through the route of we must now not fight war because we are being battered into it. There must be a peaceful way. Everybody wants a peaceful exit out of Nigeria. And gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá Adébánjí Akíntóyè, the emeritus, have said, from also Dr. Olóyè Sunday Igboho, that we want a peaceful exit out of Nigeria. So people like the Ilana Omoodua US Charter, I know America is big, they are different organizations, you don't have to join them, but joining them as well can be part of the peaceful way. You can communicate with the senator, we can lobby, we can do all kinds of things, we can ask questions. But if some people do not do that, then that means some will do. But the real question is the Nigerian government, I'm not talking about Buhari now, I'm talking about the whole structured government. And when I talk about the government, we have to also talk about the emirs in the north. We know that the Yoruba kings, Awonbale Yoruba, some want a Yoruba nation. We've already seen it from their, communication either publicly or behind the scene. Some do not. These are the Gaiman kings. We know that. Also in the Middle Belt. So if we are talking about a peaceful breakup of Nigeria, which is very, very possible, then is the Northern Emir going to also want us to break? Is the Northern politician want us to break? Will the Northern, elite want us to break? That goes into as well with the Yoruba people, the Biafrans, the Middle Belt, the Ijaw, the Kanuris, the 370 different ethnic groups in Nigeria. Velvet divorce has been done before, and I believe if I go and check, so this is the website of Ilana US. For those of you that might want to join them, Ilana Omo Dudua US org. So make sure you get in touch with them. Kilopini velvet divorce. There's something called velvet divorce, where nobody kill each other. You know, everybody just go their separate ways, and it was done in Slovakia, Czech Republic. The dissolution of the Czechoslovakia took effect not too long ago, just 1 year before, while we were running to see maybe the late MKO will become the president, but eventually it was disrupted by the Babangida, the Fulani agenda. Babangida is somewhere in Germany from information we heard. He probably maybe can smell something we can't smell. So Babangida is Sakuro, Nigeria presently. But what we can say is, in 1992, the dissolution of the Czechoslovakia took effect literally on December 31st, 1992, and was the self-determined split of the Federal Republic of Czechoslovakia into independent countries of the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Sherry, reason tí, good evening, African Confidential, reason tí wọ́n ṣe easy ni pé tó bá jẹ́ pé àwa náà ń bá regional government, which will take me back to where I was yesterday. For those of you that followed the conversation, I think Matete Lori YouTube and Facebook, because I post a lot of things on Facebook. Maybe I should just be playing this while we are preparing for that. A lot of pastors don't want to go to the heaven, but apostolic must be hearing that. Let's listen to this. I don't know how to copy while we prepare for the next video.
Apostolic must hear this. Pastor, no one go heaven. Why you no one go heaven? Pastor, no one go heaven again. Oh, apostolic must hear.
Allow.
Apostolic must hear.
Let's enjoy this for a while.
Pastor, no one go heaven. Why you no one go heaven? Pastor, no one go heaven again. Oh. Àmì dorí òdorí òdorí bá lọ. Pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ìjọ. Àmàlàdá mi àdórí o, dáńgbàlá tó bú ẹbí o. Pastor no one go heaven, why no one go heaven? Pastor no one go heaven, again. Come on, your eye for touch money. Na pastor got up. Members donated, but I book up for the pastor. And it's a pastor, got attacked by a woman, no gunman. Security where they got pastor, them no got pull a cooker. Members where they follow pastor, them no got pull a cooker. Only pastor and family, them they use pull a cooker. Pastor no one go heaven, why no one go heaven? Pastor no one go heaven, apostolic must hear this. Apostolic must hear this. Apostolic must hear this. Pastor no one go heaven, Pastor no one go heaven. Why no one go heaven? Pastor no one go heaven again. Apostolic must hear this. Apostolic must hear this. Pastor no one go heaven. Why you no one go heaven? Pastor no one go heaven again. Member worship each other, them not powers up. Security where they got pastor, them no got bullet puka. Everybody come and hear pastor. Only
Ẹ jẹ́ àfihàn sílẹ̀ ká padà wá sí bíbá ẹ̀. Mo kí ìyá wa Fúnmilọ́lá Bello, mo kí Ọládàpọ̀ Tóyìn Ṣọlá, mo kí ìyá wa ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Àrálà, mo kí yín, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń fi ẹ̀mí bá wa lọ nínú ètò tàlẹ́. If you missed this yesterday, it's already on my timeline. Let's just watch a little bit that mo fẹ́ link ẹ̀ wá sí. I was actually somewhere. We're talking about velvet divorce, okay? So velvet divorce is a peaceful means láti pín ìlú without bloodshed. The divorce between Czech and Slovakia, however, was peaceful. No people were killed or injured. No property was destroyed. And there was very little acrimony between the people. For these reasons, the breakup of Czechoslovakia is often referred to as velvet divorce. My question is now, can we have a peaceful divorce in Nigeria without a bloodshed? That would have probably happened if we have continued with this trajectory without any interruption. Let's listen to this.
Ní ọ̀sán yìí, Friday, let me lecture a lot of Nigerians
about the creation of Nigeria in 1957, 1958, 1959, and ọmọ Yoruba káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and a lot of you know me as Koikimedia. And as one of the so many media platforms, you might probably be seeing visibility of these because this is my Facebook, and you can see right there, that is our YouTube, and we also have below there our other platform. Today is Friday, Ọjọ́ Kẹta nínú oṣù Kejì 2023. So many Nigerians do not and will never have the privilege to get close to this building. I repeat again, so many Nigerians, you will never get close to this building. But this building is a very, very important building that I'm going to explain to us. As a lot of Nigerians are gathering their PC and they want to vote for Olule, they want to vote for Atiku, they want to vote for Peter Obi, what they've never understood is, Nibo Gongbon ni what igbe oro Nigeria dide. I told you I have lived in this country for the last 24 years. This building, was where the 1957 conference, the 1958 London conference, London conference.
This is why Koikimedia is there. Koikimedia brings.
So now, if we have continued, tó bá yẹ pé bí wọ́n ṣe gba government tí ó lead sí independent, which was the regional, tá bá fẹ́ pín nísìn, is the same process that Scotland is going through. They are pushing the effort. They don't want to go the violent way, so they are making effort from their own members. So tá bá lọ wo Scotland, which does not want to fight war, with England, self-determination. So Scotland is making a push, but the push is still being suppressed. And the latest that we know, okay, I think there's something that came up 3 days ago. Let's look at what it is. Remember that they are already running their own government. We are not running a government of regional government. We are running, is it presidential that we are running? So what you go papo? Because the regional government has been destroyed, which was exactly what I was trying to explain in this video.
Is it closer to your doorstep? So that So
just to quickly buttress, because I couldn't show you a lot of these while I was doing that yesterday, Lancaster House, then let's call Nigeria into it. Why is it so important, that particular building? This is why. And this is where the conversation, I can recognize you. I know you're there. My brother, there's about 4 of you listening, and we appreciate you for being part of the program tonight. So the London Conference of 1957, if we have continued with that path, we might be talking about a peaceful divorce with Nigeria. We might be talking about a velvet divorce with Nigeria. But there is no way For me, I don't know. I might be wrong that we are going to get out of Nigeria peacefully. Pé Nigeria máa pín tí kò ní sí a kind of ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀, even if it's not going to be a lot. I don't see that. Ẹ má bínú pé mo fẹ́ change background ẹ̀, mo fẹ́ gbé àwọn bàbá mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yẹn àti Azikiwe, Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀ àti Tafawa Balewa. Yeah, I got the image. So what we are witnessing in this particular image, as you can see there, the tour, but London in 1957 Nigerian Constitutional Conference. That is the building that I traveled yesterday. For those of you that probably have never, seen it before. So let's take a look at it. The principal speaker at the opening of the Nigerian Constitutional Conference, shown at the Lancaster House, London, May 23rd, 1957. Left to the right are Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the Premier of the Western Region, Allen Lennox Boyd, the Secretary of State for the colony, Alhaji Amadu Saudana of Sokoto, and the Prime Minister of the Northern Nigeria. Also, St. James Robinson, the Governor General of the Federation of Nigeria, and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Premier of the Eastern Region. These all individuals were part of those conversations in 1957. Tó bá jẹ́ pé a change mo kí Professor lórí Instagram, I'm not going to mention more of the other name, but Ekalesa. These are people that have done so much in the medical line, but Nigeria today is just a joke that couldn't bring people like, rather more people are running away from Nigeria. Tó bá jẹ́ pé a continue the regional government and the setup that led, and this is what it looks like. Imagine a lot of things have changed in terms of the building. It will be building in Sheri Gongon. That is the building that you're looking at. I visited that same building yesterday. So you can see that that is the building there. No, that. So this building is the same building that Koikimedia visited yesterday, which is where I was having my conversation outside. I was not allowed to go in, but I had the privilege to see the police officer. That other video is still in the making. You will get to see that when it's ready.
In Okoko Michael, ìwọ tó wà l'Ákúrẹ́, ìwọ tó wà ní Ìlọrin, ìwọ tó wà ní Ọ̀fà, ìwọ tó wà nílùú Ọ̀yọ́, tó wà ní Lagos State, tó wà ní Ọ̀ṣun State. Those of you in the southeast, in the northern part, as long as you cannot get a visa to get to UK, this is the building they call the London Conference of 1957. On the other side,
so why is it so important? This building, this was the conversation that had a very serious, you can see them there in this setup, representative from Nigeria, representative from the UK, and they were discussing. Adam, okay, I think this is taking me somewhere. No, I don't want you to move us away. So if you look at there, 1957 Lancaster House, where Nnamdi Azikiwe, Saudana, and every one of them, and some of our kings came with them as well. If we have continued with that trajectory, we might be talking about a velvet divorce, because any system tiwa tamama run kò ní jẹ́ pé eléyìí tó ń pè ní Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is a fraud. We would then be able to push our own members. Right now, tabanika máa sọ fáwọn politicians ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pé a fẹ́ pín, ẹ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ ní house, ẹ bá wa take lọ sí floor House of Representatives l'Abuja, ẹ bá wa take lọ sí floor Senate, àbí get discuss it within the internal of our state. They are not going to do so. You know why? Because they are enjoying how the federation that does not help anybody. And I can tell you that because Senator Adeyeye always say Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Federal. Let's watch this video. So anything federal, our own politician, tó bá jẹ́ pé we are running the regional government, we would have been able to push as the Scottish people are doing right now. So the Scottish doesn't want to fight war with the British. They want to go their separate ways. And that is why now, as you can see there, this was 3 days ago. I'm just coming through it as well. So Scotland Self-Determination Bill, a bill to amend this, let me increase the front, and all of our elite. You know, some of them, you know, understand, just as lawyer Tokunbo was saying there, that Nigeria needs to separate. We don't have to fight. We don't have to carry guns and kill each other. We can easily just come on the round table. But the British must be involved. If America is not involved, well, but America involved is good. United Nations involved is good. But rather now, America is just saying, we have a relationship with Nigeria, but the warship is there. We don't know what the warship is all about. But we do know that America was interfering with the 1973 of what happened during the Pinochet. And I can tell you because classified files were released after Obama 2008. He avoided a lot of Orotombi nígbà tó Obama travel or see that region files. So if you can look at that, US documents show Pinochet order, Latila order. Imagine Pinochet oníkọlọ pààyàn ní America, nínú America gangan. Pinochet cover up report on the death of the US student. United States intervention in Chile. This is where I want us to look at. During the I don't want us to go that far. Classify information. I just want to show that selected document from the Pinochet files artificial collection. Declassified. I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. Well, maybe this one. At least everyone, at least if you don't trust Koikimedia, but at least you trust BBC. Everybody trusts BBC and people pay TV license. So when we say support Koikimedia, you ask for money too much. Chile President Pinera to ask Obama for Pinochet files. Chilean President Sebastián Pinera has said he will formally ask the US for classified intelligence documents on human rights violation during the rule of General Augusto Pinochet. Mr. Pinera was speaking a day after the US President Barack Obama said he will consider any Chilean request, and he actually did. Mr. Obama, who is visiting Chile, ducked a request that he apologized. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó sọ, ṣẹ̀gbọ́n tí ṣẹ́rí ẹ̀yìn tí ẹ sọ pé àmọ́ táwọn sọ, Koiki, àláìkẹ́ bó ṣe máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, ó ti wà too arrogant, blah blah blah. Some of you, ẹ máa fẹnu yín kò yẹ̀pẹ̀ jẹ. Imagine Obama is apologizing on behalf of the United States of America for supporting Pinochet. Are we going to see in our lifetime that the Americans will apologize to every Yoruba people, every indigenous people for supporting Nigeria? That day will happen in our lifetime. So this is why I am saying that whatever you are thinking right now, don't expect classified information to be coming out now, because we don't know. So many classified things that have been kept, whether Buhari is alive or dead. We might know in another 40 years. By that time, the real Buhari will be dead. The booby trap Buhari that they've put together. I want to these things cannot be possible. You think because Buhari meets with the King Charles, he meets with all these presidents around the world, you'll be surprised that maybe 40 years they'll be telling you that person was not a real Buhari. And by that time, maybe the country will have broke up. I don't see Nigeria surviving the next 62 years, not to talk about the next 21 days. I am not asking again, ta ló fẹ́ gbógun wọ Nigeria? Ṣé àwa ọmọ Yoruba nation ni àbí Buhari, the evil monster? Late night conversation with myself, Koikimedia, is just about 12:30. We are still pushing the message. Some say, okay, gbogbo ilé tẹ́ ń sọ kí ló ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation? It's because we are not saying what we are saying. Because tó bá ń gbọ́ pé America apologize fáwọn Chilean pé wọ́n sọ̀pọ́tì èèyàn kan tó ṣe kú tó dẹ̀ rúlì ìlú yẹn tó pa àwọn èèyàn tó kódà ó tún lọ pa èèyàn nínú Amẹ́ríkà. Imagine Pinochet sent his general just as Buhari has kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, just as Buhari wanted to kidnap Umaru Diko. He didn't do that because it was stopped through intelligence, but he was able to kidnap and rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu padà. But America government is now apologizing to the Chile. Is the United Kingdom going to apologize to us one day? It will happen in our lifetime. Ẹ lọ kọ sílẹ̀. The UK government will apologize for things that has been done in the history of what would have been Nigeria then, because Nigeria máa di ìtàn just as the Soviet Union ti di ìtàn. So let's go into it. Maybe some of you have never come across this before. This is where we tell you, we go around and see how we can bring things and link it with what we are fighting. And the reason why this is coming up now is because somebody say, oh, maybe we can have a peaceful divorce from Nigeria. Okay, everybody wants that, but are you sure the monster of the caliphate, the monster of the Sultan of Sokoto, the monster of the Yoruba politician that love the way the process is, but gbogbo wàhálà tí Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe nígbà tí ó wá sí bíbáyìí, what did I know?
Side there, I cannot move the camera because I have a phone here, is the Buckingham Palace, but we're going to get there later on. The question you should start asking yourself now is, how did we get to the making up of Nigeria? The making up of Nigeria was in 1914. And Teba calculate, I want somebody to give us a quick calculation.
46 years.
What is the difference between 1940 up to 1960?
46 years.
Probably maybe about 20 years.
No, 46.
So what is Nigeria? Nigeria has been in existence in 1914. But what we did not get in 1914 was what we call independence. What saw Nigeria? I want to pay Nigeria in Nigeria. The future, the creation of what is known as what you are fighting for today was in 1914. But kó tó di pé a gba independent in 1960, it took us another 20 years.
46 years.
But níbi tí wọ́n ti wá gbé ọ̀rọ̀ independent dìde tó di pé Baba Awólọ́wọ̀ did not create Nigeria. Azikiwe did not create Nigeria. Tafawa Balewa did not create Nigeria. There 46 years. We have a lot of mathematicians. So, láti 1940, láti 46 years after tí wọ́n ti pè wá ní Nàìjíríà ni àwọn Baba Awólọ́wọ̀ wá dìde pé ẹ ní sùúrù, ẹ̀yin òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun yìí, ẹ̀ ń rẹ́ wa jẹ, ẹ jẹ́ káwa náà dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú, because Ghana was already independent before Nigeria. So when the Awolowo.
So not to bore you with that, you can watch that video clip. I'm just trying to pin some few things around it. So are we going to get a day that the American president of whenever that time is will apologize to us as well? So let's take a look at what Obama did. Mr. Obama, who was visiting Chile, ducked a request that he apologized for the United States government supporting for General Pinochet. More than 3,000 Chileans were killed under the military rule from 1973 up to 1990. More than 3,000. More than 1,000 human rights cases are still unresolved, and hundreds are being investigated by the Chile Independent Judiciary. In an interview with the Associated Press, Mr. Pineri says his government was categorically committed to contribute to the search for truth so that justice is done in all human cases. It will be so in Nigeria when we will find the real truth after the breakup, the dissolution of the shithole country you are all crying and trying to save. Once again, remember to donate money into the Yoruba Central account. It's the only legitimate account. All this money is very useful in progressing in Nigeria. Maybe we should just again go into, thank you so much to the Yoruba Nation Global Directorate. They had their 101st town hall meeting. And what was the topic? I couldn't attend, but I'm sure those that did must have enjoyed something. Yes, we can. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things. I love this, my brother. Let's just listen to a little bit snip of his music. Well, not music, but
to pray for President Mohamed Buhari. The prayer is, President Mohamed Buhari, if you do Nigeria good, may good follow you as you come out from that seat. But if you do Nigeria bad, let bad things follow you as you come out from that seat. That is the only one prayer point that I will pray for President Mohamed Buhari. 100% of poor people in Nigeria are crying because of this thing you people are introduced in Nigeria. They are crying and you people don't care. That is the wicked leaders. Nigeria is a country. When their citizens will start crying, weeping, agony, that's the only thing that can make their leaders happy. A country that when their citizens go to cry, weeping, agony, their leaders will go to rejoice. That is a wicked country. A country where their politicians are drinking the blood of their citizens. That is a wicked generation, wicked country. A country that their leaders, politicians are drinking the blood of the citizens. They don't care. So I don't know what our leaders are doing to us. If the money we want to borrow China and the other countries, if we want all the Nigerians to help people to pay them, tell us we go contribute. Why are you people suffering us? Una want do cashless society where Nigeria never develop. No load, no light, no hospital. Una leave all those important things. Leave the most important thing you people supposed to do in Nigeria. One come introduce all cashless society where Nigeria never develop. There are some villages now, if you go to that village, you will not see any network at all. So those villages now, where no get service, they cannot do transfer. How will they survive? I don't know what is happening to our leaders. Go for market now. Those old women where they sell tomato, where they sell provisions now, they even some of them don't have account. How can they sell? How can they buy? President Mohamed Buhari and the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, you people should stop this thing. Look at many people suffering, hardship, fuel, everything. People are crying, and you people are rejoicing. What a wicked generation is this? When I introduce something and see people, poor people are crying about this thing that you people introduce out in this country, and you people don't care. That is a wicked leader. You people don't care at all. I know that you people have plan. You people have plan for this thing that you people are doing, but God will expose your plan. All this plan that you people want to do in Nigeria, God will expose it. God will destroy that plan. I'm the one that's saying it. If you go for other country, America.
So what is the plan? Could it be what Jonathan was telling us here? Let's listen to Jonathan.
Thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation. And the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Amadu Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. They thought, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only the British intention for the country.
Well, if it is a British intention, Moki Wale, Emmanuel Ayomide Moki Ekale, Olaluda, Emmanuel Afolayan, Olatunde, Moki Yawa Comfort, Loladele, Ekabosoreto, Yalal Barika. One Nigeria, shine your eyes now. Yawa Comfort, Tony Fulani needs 2 years more to meet 10 years requirement to Islamize Nigeria. But some people will disagree with you, mommy. But ẹ jẹ́ kí mi help yín because ẹ mọ̀ power media a máa ní nǹkan tó lè fi báàkì ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ẹ jẹ́ kíkọ́. Mo fi lo fídíò yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ but subject to ọ̀rọ̀ tí mọ́mì wa yẹn sọ ìyẹn mọ́mì wa Comfort wọ́n ní it needs another 2 years. In case you don't believe that, let's hear what this man say.
It's not about sentiment. It's that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact. Except you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated.
Can he be saying that this is a fact and is lying? Moki Mr. Biodun Adegoke. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo náírà tá à ń ná yẹn. It has a different Moki Ọ̀túnba Adékúnlé. It has something that is more of Islamica than even the church or the Babalawo. Are we running one particular country that only favors the Hausa people or the people that believe that they are more superior than us? Are we not thinking that should we allow the continuation of Tinubu become the next president and Shetima, the evil Fulani guy that is just waiting that in case Tinubu is sick and is getting medical treatment in London, he can then take the position of Tinubu? Five, thank you so much. Now the peace. People who want leaders instead of togetherness, that is to say nothing will change. Everybody all the time say, hey, it's about leaders, so it's about our leaders, so we don't have good leaders, so Ibiyemi Ismaila, Moki Dada, one Nigeria, shine your eyes. Otumba Oluwashina, Moki Tetiwole. In our lifetime, we are now saying that Eksheba Baba Balogun, Emma Ekafi sentiment is see, ọmọ kan kì í ṣe ìdí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká gbé ìbílẹ̀kẹ̀ ká lọ jù sí ìdí ẹnìdì. Ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ ìdí yẹn gan tó bá possible ká yọ ìdí yẹn tó rà kí ìdí yẹn gangan kó má lè gba ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ because àkọ́kọ́ fẹ́ fi ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ sí ìdí onídìí ẹ má ìdí tẹni tá fẹ́ fi sí ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ gé ìdí yẹn kúrò because today can you imagine that tó bá sọ fún yàn pé ní 2023 èèyàn máa wọ bank ní ìwòwò èyí tẹ̀ ń send video yẹn kò necessary but in 2023 bàbá àgbàlagbà ó jáde sínú ilé ẹ̀ ó lọ báǹkì ó fẹ́ gba owó ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ gbà ó wọ́n wá ní no ó lè gba owó ẹ̀ o ẹ mọ̀ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ríran séyàn ní last year pé Koiki máa retí pé 2023 èèyàn kan máa wọ bank because no ṣe rí a máa sọ pé àwọn Fúlàní ògbọ́n ẹ wo bọ́n ṣe wọlé sí everybody lára nísìn wọ́n kọ̀ pàdé owó wọ́n dẹ̀ seize owó ẹni tó lówó òróró gbà èèyàn kan wá jókòó ní àwa Yorùbá láwa intelligent no. There is no way we can become intelligent if we do not put the pressure now. Because àwọn tó wà nílé báyìí àfi kọ́lọ́run ọba Elédùmarè kó bá wa fún wọn ní strength because they are going through a rough time. Just as we know Nigeria want to be Islamized. That is the game.
Member of an interrogation team. And I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008, on issue of Boko Haram.
Do you know that the Boko Haram, the ISIS now have the new currency and they are boasting pé àwọn máa ra more weapons? Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin reverend fathers, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin white garment churches, mo kí gbogbo àsàlátù, mo kí gbogbo churches as we are going into the Sunday, which we are in today already. Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè á fún wa ṣe. We are not saying that God is not there to help and support, but am I power abuse God for it? Bí God ṣe wà níbẹ̀, we must also start thinking. And we have to think fast. We have to be intelligent. We have to be going 20 times more than what we are doing now to save the lives of the next people that have been crushed to death. 3 people were killed yesterday by the Nigerian military. CNN did not talk about it. BBC did not even see what was going on in Ibadan. Not even BBC Yoruba. Maybe I'm not sure whether they picked the story. And BBC Yoruba has a representative in Ibadan. Do you see the life that we are living? One day, United Kingdom, Great Britain would apologize for so many things that they supported. They might not do that now because they don't want to. But one thing is, our law, we must be ready. We'll try and see if we can open the phone line in 15 minutes. So let me push a little bit more of the conversation. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ gbọ́ díẹ̀ sí nínú comrade Ọláwùnmí.
I interrogated is in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government. You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966.
Okay. Well, it's even taking us back to 1966. I'm going to let him go because we have a lot to discuss. Once again, if you want to watch this, Mr. Sam, Moki Daddy Sam, no, Moki Google. I mean, there are some that say, but hey, I agree with that. Agree with you don't have to agree with us because we are not running the same agenda. There is an agenda that they are running that we don't know about. But our own here is Yoruba nation must be secured, must be safe, and we will wait until those instructions will come from Benin Republic. The only leader that we have in this particular struggle, we have a lot of leaders in different organizations, but the Yoruba world leader is Professor Adebanji Akintoye. You don't have to buy that, and you can go and drink anything on that, just as I have it here. Early momisi, the bad people it only taking it out. Eloba Eledumare Elefisi. Baba Akintoye remains the leader of the Yoruba nation struggle. You can die on that. I don't give a toss. And nobody will take or outshine Igboho. Bá pé gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kó jáde ní anywhere. Igboho gives instruction and we will follow. Without Igboho instruction, we are not going anywhere. We will wait until his instruction comes. Kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni kankan tó máa gba position ẹ̀. And he's doing very well for those that probably say he's quiet. Sórí ìwọ tó ń ṣe ọ̀tẹ̀ ní gbogbo inú WhatsApp group káàkiri. Ó bá lọ gbé dádì tiẹ̀ jáde, ìbí wọn náà lẹ́gbọ̀n nílé, ó dẹ̀ lọ ń kú nílé. Ó bá lọ tì wọ́n síta. When CSI is ready, he will react. But for now, we are watching. And I still remain a spokesman. Let's go into the last bit before we might open the phone line. So just to buttress why the Scottish is having an upper edge, because one in parliament it's one, and remember that Scotland is a country, but the only problem turning is what they break away from the Union of Great Britain because they want to be part of the European Union. The UK doesn't want to be. If we have been the same way Latin 1960 to the regional government in Lambabo, even if it's not perfect, today it would have given us more leverage because àwa náà máa lọ máa gbá football bí Scotland ṣe lọ ń gbá football. Àwa náà máa lọ represent ilẹ̀ Yorùbá not as Nigerians but as the Western region citizen. But today, all that failed because there was an hidden agenda not to let it work in the first place. And this is why this video also back that.
It's the credo of our republic. It says unity and faith,
peace and progress. The truth is, whatever a man sows, the same he will reap. And that goes for a family, that goes for a tribe, that goes for a nation, and that goes for a multinational republic such as Nigeria. When a nation or republic cannot keep faith with justice and with the truth, it will never achieve unity. It will never achieve peace, and it will never achieve progress. Mr. President, sir, one of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That is why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, we don't run a federalist system in Nigeria. Otherwise, what is so unique about all those things that are in the exclusive list? We used to have a parliamentary system. And then we wanted unity, we wanted peace, we wanted progress, and we therefore said we are going to go with a presidential system. Honestly, there are many presidential systems in the world that have peace and progress. I can't quarrel with that. But we must put in place the same safeguards that presidential system across the world put in place so that you can have...
It is not in their hands because you know what? Power belongs to the people. Anything we want is what we're going to get.
Let's watch this to correlate with that. And after this, we open the phone line. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you, those of you that have joined. Let me say this for the benefit of those that probably be a lokakiri. Ewa wa tired be àwọn tó wà naked. They man wo what is close. Ewa ko kini le so ni bibai. Tí bá rí anybody tó bá bú Ìgbòho ní orí platform kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè jẹ́ sí mi, you are out. You don't come here and abuse Ìgbòho and Baba Akintoye. Tèmi wà lórí ìjókòó. Ẹ má dánwò. Not even anything. O lè lọ criticize wọn ní inú ilé bàbá ẹ. Ọ̀ǹtí tó bá gbé dádì tiẹ̀ jáde, tèmi náà rí dádì tiẹ̀ tó ń ṣe bí bàbá Akíntóyè, ọ̀ǹtí tó bá gbé ọkùn tiẹ̀ jáde, don't come here and do so. You are out completely. Wàá lọ máa tún wò lórí platform mi káwọn tó bá wa rebroadcast. This platform is not Bolekaja. Ẹ má bínú fún interruption yẹn. A kò máa gbọ́ Nnamdi Kanu there at exactly 1:00 àti a máa open phone line wa. A máa close gbogbo ilé sọ ẹ̀rí nọ́mbà yẹn lẹ́yìn. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa. And maybe we can run the calls. But ibi tí mo fẹ́ ká lò lálẹ́ tá a bá ti ń pè. Ṣẹ́rí gbogbo tó ń lọ ní gbogbo àwọn kan ń ṣe occupy nǹkan ẹjọ́ ẹ má gbé wá síbí báyìí lálẹ́ ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ calling. Ẹ má lo àríyèkárí Yorùbá rẹ̀ kó Yorùbá mi mọ̀ gbọ́ dáadáa professor ẹ̀kọ́ mi ní Yorùbá dáadáa. Ẹ má lo kọ́nàkọ́nà ẹ má wá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ kó ìka láìkẹ́ kó wá fẹ́ ẹ̀dì sọ ṣe occupy lórí platform wa yìí gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ. Ẹ má lọ kọ́nà ó ti yé nǹkan mo dáhùn ìgbọ́n kan tó máa ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ kó ìkìkọ́ àjàjà kan náà tòótọ́ ni mo sọ o. Èyí tí mo fẹ́ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lórí orí topic ìtàlẹ̀. Who is now bringing the war into Yoruba land? Ta ló ń gbé ogun bọ̀ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìn torí pé ariwo tó ń pa tẹ́lẹ̀ ni pé àwa là ń gbógun bọ̀. Ṣáwa la ṣe ń gbógun bọ̀ ni àbí Buhari àbí Fúlàní? Ẹja gbọ́n Nnamdi Kanu just for 3 minutes. It's 7 minutes kò sí bá ṣe fi gbọ́ tán. But 1:00 I will open the phone line officially. Ìtagbọ́ lọ́dọ̀ bàbá yẹn náà ti tó. So we start taking the background away and then we will stick to our full face. Tàbá fi máa gba call.
And are you prepared to fight another war? This dream can be realized without a war. And let me put it this way, as soon as the people, the various ethnic groups in Nigeria realize what Nigeria means to each and every ethnic group, they will subscribe to our position. So it is realizable without a war. Before the white man came, let me ask you this, because it's an interview, which means you can ask me personally, I can ask you. Before the white man came, was there any Nigeria? Before the white man came, did Nigeria exist? It's a simple question that I'm asking you. Did Nigeria exist before? It didn't, no. It didn't exist. Then why are African people, black people dying over something that they did not create? Did any Yoruba man create Nigeria? The answer is no. No Igbo man created Nigeria. No Hausa man did. No Fulani man did. No Kanuri man did. No Jukun man did. When you come to Nigeria, it's always a debate about it is our turn. It is our turn. It is our turn to rule. Now there are over 250 main ethnic groups in Nigeria. If you keep rotating the presidency every 8 years to each and every ethnic group, times 8 by 250. How many years are you going to get? So some people will die many times over. They will reincarnate many times over. The presidency hasn't come to them. Nigeria is a joke and an absolute mess. It was not created by black people. Therefore, it cannot be sustained by black people. I want to see an Africa where a Yoruba nation, a Yoruba mega nation extends from Togo all the way to Edo State. That's what I want. Because that is authentic Africa. I don't know why Africans are so beholden to something that is alien to them. Are you a white man? The lugard that created Nigeria is a white man. What are you doing as an African defending something that a white man created out of, should I say, a racist intent? Nigeria was an ordinary company, Royal Niger Company, an ordinary business venture that the British converted into a nation. And
that is our brother there, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are concerned about his health. Since he's been kept, in the DSS custody. We are now officially, the line is open. We hope we can be here for another 1 more hour. Àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń jìyà nílé ẹṣẹ́ Ọ̀túnba dúró mo kí gbogbo àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá tó ń wò wá àwọn kankan wò wá tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun nísàlẹ̀ adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wa. Let's go with the first caller tonight. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ kálẹ́ níbi tẹ́ ti ń gbé wa. Ẹ kálẹ́ sà, ẹ káàbọ̀ sà.
Ẹ kálẹ́.
Your life with us. Go ahead.
Buhari ti sọ̀rọ̀ àti gbọ́. Buhari ti sọ̀rọ̀ àti gbọ́. Ṣé bàbá ṣé Buhari wọ́n ti ń jáde ẹni kọ́lẹ̀ yìí kógun pọ̀. Fúlàní ló ń kógun pọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ojú wọn ti wá já wọ́n ti rí iná báyìí wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí wọn ò rí iná tẹ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ mọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó wà Nàìjíríà tẹ́lẹ̀ tó máa ní pé abúlọ́ọ̀dù ni wọ́n wà ìwò sí wọn mọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ bí wàá máa dárúkọ gbogbo. Nígbà tí mo kò wọ́n lẹ́nìí orin tí mo kọ fún yìí náà ni mo kọ fún wọn. Buhari ti sọ náà ní àwọ̀ Yorùbá nation yẹn ní ojú ọba oníke ìjẹ́ ẹ̀dídì Yorùbá nation ìyá máa jẹ́ nípa ni. So prosperity láti tún lọ orúkọ ti yín especially Koikimedia has been written on a gold forever and forever. God bless you my brother.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Once again, wow, Kolomba Fonke, gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n go through one pain or the other. People have died, people are sick. Ẹni tó bá kàn ló mọ̀ +44 74 04 405 917. This is also the time where you can you can call and disagree with me, you know. You don't have to agree with it. You can call and say, Koiki, no, mo disagree pẹ̀lú ohun tó máa ń sọ ọ̀nà yẹn tẹ́ ìfẹ́ gbà yẹn is normal. Sí nínú ìjọba Buhari ni wọ́n náà wọ́n ṣe democracy, but they are still running a dictatorship. And you can see the vice president there. Buhari is somewhere behind me there, you know. Say Baba, say Buhari. Àti ibo ni ìyàwó ẹ̀gbọ́n wà báyìí, àmọ́ ibi tí ìyàwó ẹ̀ wà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tó ní ages, mo kí dáadáa, ìyàwó mo dúpẹ́ làwà. But is there any way US can help us to go our separate ways? A question there, let's see if we can answer that. I might not be the only one. In Tiawambere at exactly 3 minutes past 1 a.m. Is there any way that the US can help us? I think the US can help us if they have the intention that they don't want the splitting of blood across Nigeria today. The US can help us. The US has the capacity to tell the British government that the creation of Nigeria is no longer working. I don't know whether the British will agree with that. You know, these are two superpowers. But the way we can convince the US is for those of us that are in the United States to push the lobbies to kind of talk to our senator, because we are running. I don't see the MP in UK making a push, but maybe a senator in America can do so. Hello, caller, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Brother Koiki,
ẹ kálẹ́ sà. Inshallah.
Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yẹn, especially àwọn Yorùbá tiwa gbọ́gbọ́ yẹn? Ó wù mí kẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa wò wọ́n ìran wọn báyìí Ọlọ́run mú fọ́lọ́run gbẹ̀bẹ̀ yín o. Ó wù mí kẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa wò wọ́n wọn. Nítorí ó dàbí wọ́n sọ igi méjì. Wọn ò fẹ́ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tí Yorùbá ní sọ gbé dání. Bí ìdíkùn sọ́ni wàláì àríran ni bàbá yẹn wàláì àríran ni wọ́n. Ó sọ pé àwọn pípọ̀ ń tọ̀ yín. Àwọn pípọ̀ yìí ń tọ̀ yín. Dáìbì ni tí wọ́n fi yín lẹ̀. Ṣé dáìbì wọn fi wọ́n lẹ̀ sí? Torí tọ́lọ́run. Ṣé dáìbì ni tí wọ́n fi wọ́n lẹ̀ sí? Kí igbe ti àwọn ará wọn rí igbe tí àwọn diaspora tó tí wọ́n ń ké òye wọn. Wọ́n gbọ́ àgbẹ̀sẹ̀ wọ́n bó ṣe tẹ̀lé olóṣèlú. Wọ́n ṣe kàbí ẹgbẹ́rò ṣe pọ̀. Ta ni ò bá ju olóṣèlú lẹ̀ ká máa wò wọ́n nígbà kàbí ní pé dáa fún yẹn ní sórí tí bá ṣàwọn aráalé. Gbọ́dọ̀ Koiki Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú yín o. Ọlọ́run àtún wa ṣe àárín Yorùbá nation tó dàbí bákan kì í ṣe kó dàbí bákan ni. Ọlọ́run á dé bá wa. Lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́run á mọ́ mú wa délé lẹ̀ nírí yẹn láṣẹ tọ́lọ́run ọlọ́dà ilà àìlẹ́lá ọlọ́dà àwọlà wọlé àkúwàtà ìgbà àbílà wà lẹ́yìn. ẹ kú ètò àwọn Buhari àwọn Fúlàní ló gbógun wọn Nàìjíríà bí Yorùbá nation peaceful rally láti káàkiri yẹ́rà díẹ̀. àwọn aráàlú ìwọ̀n understand lórí wọn dà bí wọn mọ nǹkan tó yẹ kó ṣe. ẹ wọ́n ṣe jáde fún rally olóṣèlú tí wọ́n lè jáde fún Yorùbá àlè peaceful rally.
ẹ ṣe gan ni thank you so much. àmì mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá mo kí gbogbo mo kí ìyàwó Olúwatóyìn Ọmọlára Fatima tí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ ìyá mi comfort gbogbo ìgbàlẹ̀ máa ń fún wa ní super chat ó tún bá question wa Fulani agenda is real pre-forecasted by the late Dr. Malafia ìyàwó Felicia Ajagbe mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin grandma tí fún one reason or the other I feel pé where there's a division among the Yoruba right now in the movement, and some of you have decided to cut out. That's fine. Àjọ máa pàdé lókè lágbára Elédùmarè. Ọmọ Yorùbá náà ni gbogbo wa. Ìta ń jà fún, òun ṣe fún àwa tájọ wà nínú platform yìí nìkan. We are also fighting for the people that are supporting APC, PDP, and Labour Party and AAC. Like I always say, we don't have any fight among each other. But one thing is, we have to be truthful. Are we trying to make peace? Are we trying to work in a way that it goes in line? Some say, yes, it is possible, but I don't see that happening with the way things are presently. America, like I was saying, America is one of the countries that stole Nigeria oil, including the UK, referencing the investigation conducted by the Nigerian parliament. And you're quite right. And I guess we have something that can back that. Our media man, a lot of things. Let's use this to back it up. When we get a call, I can always pause that at any time.
Abacha had an option to allow all the refineries to die. So there will be importing oil. Abacha refused. It was in this process, I will tell you something here, that is my own experience. One of the GMDs ran to me in the night and said, and I quote, "My life is in danger." The memo was submitted.
GMD of NNPC.
MD of one of the refineries. He came to me. He later became GMD. He talked to. He said I should save him. What? He said there are some certain forces from the Ministry of Petroleum and NNPC itself that have submitted memo to the president. He said everything in that memo, all the hundreds of millions of dollars are lies. How? He now come to tell me. He said, don't you see, go take the memos and take a look at them. We opened the office of the president late in the night. I brought out all these memos and we went through. We took dictionaries and get any type of dictionary in the world. These spare parts, they said, to be able to achieve turnaround maintenance. Look at this word. I saw a word I cannot pronounce. But the amount of money per unit, per hundreds of units required to be able to do turnaround maintenance was scary. He said, pronounce these numbers. Okay, let's look for it in dictionary. Anything. Okay, let's look at petrochemical dictionary. Began to resort to call people no meaning.
Fabricated words.
They fabricate what they do. If, for example, television, the word television is in dictionary. Before the word T, they will add some figures and some names and some letters. In between television, they will add some more. At the end, they will add some more. How do you pronounce it? That is the way it is. Now you see allocated to that. Say per unit, for example, $50,000 times 3,000. In the meantime, is nothing. It's just a game. So at the end of the day, you see, to be able to do turnaround maintenance, the colossal amount of money is too huge. And you want enough to build.
Let's just leave that unless that is the criminality in Nigeria. Can the US help in the breakup of Nigeria? Let's first listen to the man that saw the vision. And what did he say some few years ago? Is Somalia not better than Nigeria today? Are they experiencing what you are going through? Mazin and the Kanu prophecy fulfilled again.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. That's your Somali visa.
Try and do so as quickly as possible because the zoo is on the path of destruction and there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension. If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
And that is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there. Let's watch one or two more videos as well. Let's take you through. Well, he's a popular guy. Well, not a Bino, but those of us in the UK, maybe just for security reason, let's watch this one. Very, very important. I hope my mic is on. Yep. Woman, let's be very careful. There's people going around saying they are policemen, but they are not.
If you live in South London, you need to see this. So yesterday, 1st of February 2023, at 4:45 in the morning, my doorbell rang. Now, when my door rang, I looked into the screen to see who it was. It was a police officer. I thought something happened to my family, so I let him in. I buzzed him in. He came upstairs. He came to my door. He had an envelope in his hand and he asked me if I was so-and-so. And I said, no, that's not me. I said, how can I help you? He goes, there's a bank card that's been taken out in this person's name and it shows this address. And I said, well, that's not me. Okay. And then he goes, can I come and show you? And he came very close to me. I panicked because I had a really bad feeling. I slammed the door and I locked it. Okay. I said, you can show me whatever you want. Show me under the door. Slide it through the door. He slid it through the door. I looked at it. I said, that's not me. And I gave it back. Now, then he actually put his badge in front of like the little hole that I can see through. And I felt a bit more comfortable. Then my door rang again and it was a second police officer. So I buzzed him in too. Then I opened the door. And the second one was asking me, he's being really weird and asking me about this van downstairs that's parked in my parking spot, right? He goes, do you know who it belongs to? I said, no, I honestly don't know who it belongs to. And then he goes, okay, we just went inside and there's tools inside of that. And I'm thinking, you can't even go inside of a vehicle without any sort of like, court judgment or something. With permission, you can't go inside of it, right? And then they were being really weird about this address. They asked me who lives here, and I was like, just me and the kids. My husband doesn't live here, he lives in a different country, so it's just me and the kids. They started asking me a whole bunch of other questions. The second police officer came very close to my door and then leaned against like my door very close to me, and I felt very uncomfortable because I knew something was not right and I'm trying to get them out of there, but at the same time I can't be 100% sure if they are police officers or not. Anyways, fast forward, they asked me a whole bunch of questions about who lived here, who the van was and all that sort of stuff, right? And then they left. Now, I didn't have a good feeling. I told a few people about this. They told me to call the Metropolitan and check who they were. I called Metropolitan to find out. I made a report and I was like, who are these guys? They called me back. The police called me back at 1 a.m. in the morning, again, last night, to say that they were not police officers and no police officers were sent to my address. So the two people that came to my address that dressed as police officers were not police officers. I'm going to the police station tomorrow to make a statement of what they look like and what they were described. I'm going to describe them, but please be careful. There's two men going around. One is a white man. He's quite tall, athletic. The second one is a mixed race man, also quite tall, a bit hench, like a bit on the chubby side, light eyes, a bit of a longish kind of hair. They're going around, like knocking on people's doors, probably asking about cards. So if someone comes to your door, do not answer the door unless you know they're the actual police. There are people like that.
So very, very careful. Mokiyawa Omolara, Yawa Jaleka Bosoreto, Emmanuel Ayomide. We are still about 45 minutes. The line is officially open should you want to be part of that as well.
Ẹ ṣàánú ọmọdé, ẹ ṣàánú àgbà, ẹ ṣàánú mẹ̀kúnnù, ẹ ṣàánú àwọn tí ò nípá,
àwa tí ò lólùrànlọ́wọ́ ọ̀gá ògùn ẹ ṣàánú wa o ẹ̀yin nìkan ṣoṣo náà nìrànlọ́wọ́ wa o ẹ ṣàánú o Olódùmarè ẹ ṣàánú ẹ ṣàánú ẹ ṣàánú ẹ ṣàánú.
That is Baba Deboye. We have a call on the line. We will come straight back to the screen. Egbon's okay, Yawa. And my
hello.
Kalema.
Wọ́n ìdọ̀tí wa ló máa ń pèsè lágbára náà. Bí àṣà chief wá ní ojú ló ń kan ìbòjì.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, òun bọ̀ ń bẹ̀.
Ẹ bá mi.
Òun sì bọ̀ ń bẹ̀. Agbára Ọlọ́run.
Lágbára Ọlọ́run, so very soon gbogbo pé wọ́n ń gbé kínní ó pé wọ́n nǹkan yẹn àwọn náà àwọn aṣáàkọ́lá ń dá ogun wọn sí. So ẹ jẹ́ ká máa wo nǹkan tó máa gbẹ̀yìn wọn. But èmi kàn mọ̀ pé very soon everything ó máa sort ara ẹ̀ out lágbára Ọlọ́run ọba. So ẹ kú iṣẹ́ gan ni mo kàn ní ìdí náà ni ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o. Ọlọ́run àwọn túbọ̀ máa wà pẹ̀lú yín, Ọlọ́run àti máa wà fún yín. You won't do it in vain. Inshallah.
Thank you so much. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ní Edo, mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní Benin, á kí gbogbo ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ta ló ń gbógun bọ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá báyìí? Should we be concerned? Hello, caller.
The question you asked is that can United States of America help us?
Yes.
So immediately I at what point did they help Rwanda?
Okay.
At what point did they help South Sudan? At what time God help Somaliland to up till now? So bí ọmọ òwe Yorùbá ẹ̀ bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ pàlàpàlàpà bí àwọn the point is àwa fúnra la wa èèyàn ló máa kọ́kọ́ ṣe apá kábá ṣapá mi ò kẹ́ mọ̀ bóyá USA kan lè wà interested in us láti help wa. The only thing they could help us is maybe we have if they want financial gains or maybe wọ́n ti rí nǹkan kan tó yẹ pé a lè negotiate pẹ̀lú wọn. Wọ́n lè torí tìyẹn wá bá wa. These people don't care. The only one tó bá fẹ́ tí àwọn onígbà tó bá kàn fẹ́ kó fẹ́ ṣèjú ayé pé àwọn náà ṣe world peace. So just stop thinking about United Nations come back, America come bọ̀, Britain come bọ̀, kìí come bọ̀ wá ẹ̀kọ́ wa. Ìsìn ẹ̀jẹ̀ ká jókòó. A lè lọ approach wọn lẹ́yìn o, like they make deal. Maybe ọ̀kan máa dìde pé àwọn lọ ẹ̀pìlú kan. Ẹ lọ wo Rwanda náà, wọ́n ti para wọn tán kó tó di pé wọ́n ti dìde àtọ́ òkan. If you do not know what happened in Rwanda, go and watch Hotel Rwanda. It's a film. Then you will know what we're talking about. You will know what we're talking about. Wọ́n náà ń kó gbà wá ní nǹkan tó wà lẹ̀. Because tí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ now they have peace. But wọn ò ní tó bá rántí ẹ̀yìn. Oh my God. Please let people go and watch that because Americans wà bẹ̀, Britain wà bẹ̀, Russia everybody wà bẹ̀ tí ìlú yẹn fi fẹ́ para wọn tán tó yẹn gbà yẹn o.
Thank you so much.
To answer that question,
okay. The question has been answered. The US will probably support, but maybe when the problem will eventually start. The terrorists have access to our money, but we don't have access to the same money. There is a lot of our people that are crying. And this is becoming frustration in the lives of an average Yoruba man. A lot of you remember this video. This is during the COVID. It can go through Nisin. It's more than COVID. This program will officially end at exactly 2 a.m. London time. That will be 3 a.m. for those of you in Nigeria, and the time different around the world. So we are still about almost 40 minutes to the end of the program. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Ekaro.
Echo program.
How are you?
Question to any to me. Anything not right now because gbogbo àwọn rally tẹ́yìn gan ti ṣe ní US tẹ́ ti ṣe ní UK everywhere yẹn gbogbo picture tẹ́ ti kó jáde ṣojú wọn fọ́ ni àbí wọn rí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà they see what is happening right now. Gbogbo àwọn fídíò táwọn èèyàn ń ṣe short video yẹn wọ́n rí náà pé wọ́n rówó náà so nobody cares about us to me. Àwa náà la máa ní láti yọra wa kúrò ní gbogbo mẹ́sítà wáyé. Though àwọn náà fi wá papọ̀ but they don't care about us. So kò ń ṣe ní ni èèyàn ti ń pariwo pé kò sọ oúnjẹ Boko Haram wà ọlọ́pàá ń pààyàn lọ́tún lọ́sì. They are not blind. Wọ́n rí pé nǹkan yẹn ò ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wọn so there is nothing they can do about it for now. Wọ́n wò pé bóyá àwọn ènìyàn wọn àti complain tó ti bọ̀ táwa bá gbé gbèsè fúnra wa ti irú àwọn wèrè yẹn báyìí tá a bá fọ́ wọn lágbárí àwọn tó máa ń rí bá sọ̀rọ̀ tó máa ń parọ́ fún wọn ẹ̀ ó ti tó máa ń fọ́ wọn lágbárí pé a bá kó àkébò kan lágbárí bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n bá rí wọ́n máa wò pé iná ti jó dé ojú kókó ti mí o tèmi rí ṣe sí nìyẹn and those fools tó ṣe ń believe nínú election yẹn wọ́n ṣe ń tanra wọn jẹ ni there is nothing like one Nigeria again kò possible mọ́ a lot of people gan wọ́n ń sọ òótọ́ yẹn àwọn ewúrẹ́ kankan wà tó yẹ pé ìdí wọn ti dì wọn à lè gbọ́ wọn ó ti yé yín tẹ́ bá gbọ́ nǹkan tí ọba Solomon yẹn tó ń sọ léni ọ̀rọ̀ tí màá yẹn máa ń sọ ó máa ń make sense I'm trying to send you the video mo tún kí gan bọ̀ kó lọ tí máa yẹn jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé ìlú yìí pé kò lè function mọ́ ó ti yé yín so from one ìyà to ìyà ni ó ti yé yín èèyàn máa bọ́ sínú ìyà kan bọ́ sínú nǹkan èèyàn ò dìbò rí kó fẹ́ bọ́ èèyàn rí ìyà lèèyàn máa ń bá bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ ó ti yé yín so the best thing ni pé everybody kó máa bá títí ẹ lọ that's the next thing to do gbogbo àwọn wèrè tó ń sọ pé kinní yẹn àwọn náà tún máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa sunkún èdè kọ̀ọ̀kan ò wọ́ọ̀kì náà kò sí náà kò sómi kò sọ́nà kò sẹ́nìtì tí so ẹ̀fọ́yàn ló ń jẹ wọ́n sọ pé tí wọ́n bá na ewúrẹ́ dé stage kan kò ti yé yín ewúrẹ́ yẹn náà máa bójú ẹ̀yìn pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ìyá yìí ti pọ̀ jù so ní gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà right now but to me wọn àti rẹ̀ nìtì and about the question pé ṣé Yorùbá ló ń wá ogun wá ní àbí àwọn Fúlàní gangan ló ń fa ogun wá sí country kò ń ṣe Yorùbá not Yorùbá àtọ̀ ṣe ọwọ́ Yorùbá mélòó lẹ ti rí ìbọn rí ìbọn lọ́wọ́ Yorùbá gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí bàbá Ìgbòho yẹn wọ́n sọ ń gbà yẹn báyìí a lot of people now wọ́n ti ń rò pé ṣé máa yìí ṣé Ọlọ́run ni àbí báwo ló ṣe rí fíṣàn yìí gbogbo nǹkan tí bàbá yẹn jà fún gbà yẹn ó ti yé yín more than 1 year now àbí ṣèbọn ni gbogbo nǹkan yẹn sì ṣèbọn ló ti di reality yìí báyìí tó bá yẹ pé gbogbo nǹkan yẹn àti rí ṣe ń gbà yẹn gbogbo wàhálà tá à ń fèsì àní máa fèsì tẹlómi bá tiẹ̀ máa fèsì ó ti yé yín but brain àwọn kan kú wọ́n wò pé kí ló ń ṣe kinní kan to me téèyàn bá ń ṣe nǹkan mo máa ń jókòó máa kọ́kọ́ wò pé ẹni yìí o kí ni nǹkan tó fẹ́ gé nínú kinní he has money kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ni tá à ń sọ yìí kò sí nǹkan tí ò ní èló ni irú mi fẹ́ sọ pé òkè dáàdì dig tó fẹ́ gbà ó ti yé yín this person is very okay ẹnìyẹn he only cares about you wọ́n care nípa life yẹn nítorí àwọn gan ní woman's feeling tí wọ́n bá dá sí kò sẹ́nìbọ̀dì tó máa bí wọ́n náà irú ẹ̀yin gan tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá dá sí ta ló fẹ́ bí ó ti yé yín but ẹ̀yin believe pé ibi tẹ́ wà yẹn kò ṣe bẹ̀lẹ́ máa wà forever you have to be home. Plan ti tẹ̀yìn nìyẹn bá àwọn ewúrẹ́ kan wọ̀n ní sense ó ti yé yín and to me mi túmọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwa Yorùbá yìí irú àwọn tó tẹ̀lé bàbá ní rálì Èkìtì yẹn where are those people now? Where are those people? Because mo ṣe máa ń wò gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bàbá tí bàbá fi wá bí tán wà yẹn bí gbogbo àwọn èrò tó wà níbẹ̀ yẹn tán dẹ̀ ṣe wà láyé kò yẹ kí irú nǹkan yẹn kó ṣẹlẹ̀.
ẹ ṣe gan ni.
kò yẹ kí irú ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀.
ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá.
torí tó bá yẹ pé irú ẹ̀ wà àwọn èèyàn wà irú nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn kò yẹ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ rárá.
Eshegon, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré gbọ́ ilé ìlú ń bọ̀. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ní sọ̀rọ̀ kí n má mú ẹ̀rí wá. Mo sọ fún yín tẹ́lẹ̀ pé a Nigerian Navy ship was about to sink, and I now have the video while I was looking at different videos. Ẹ má bínú, the last caller that has called, that is the missed call. I'm not going further. Mo fẹ́ lọ mú video yẹn wá just to back, what I said then. This video is right now with me. Let's watch it together. Once again, if you're wondering what kind of software landlord magic is the technology, it's called the OBS. As long as you have a system, you can also run a show, or you can also use your mobile phone and do a live streaming. So let's watch this video that I saw. And this is a new video, okay? So this video came out about last week. Okay.
Under distress. We just came to rescue them. They are taking in water. So we have to give them air pump to see if they can sort it out. But if they can't, we'll evacuate the crew and told them NNS Thunder, Nigerian Navy, who they rescue, supposed to rescue us. Yeah, we're going to. The whole Nigerian Navy warship, they leak, they take water from under. Nigerian Navy warship, they leak, they sink like this, so the crew are crying. But they just have to see if they can use the air pump we gave them to bring out the water, if they can sort it out, or else we are standing by now to know if we are evacuated.
This is why I say Nigeria is sinking. Emma, come on, know the beginning of the broadcast, but we couldn't find the video. Bàbá mi Olúọmọ Adédèjì mo kí yín sà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi tí ẹ ṣì believe nínú Koiki. I have shared the Oba Solomon videos to you on your messenger. Okay, ma check ẹ̀ mọ́ mi. Nigerian Navy ship ó ń gba omi lábẹ́, is about to sink. So these ones are on standby. I mean, this guy was talking about pé kọ́lọ̀ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fi support Peter Obi, but let's just finish watching the video so that we are not kind of biased. We are in the video àgbọ̀ ìtókù. Even though we know that Peter Obi cannot be the president, so it's all mirage. But let's listen to the last 26 seconds to cool, or less than that. Voila.
Okay.
So, NNS Thunder is a Nigerian Navy ship. They came to rescue them. Warship, you know the Moriembe. I think, I have to download it. So what I'm going to do, and if you wonder how I download my videos from Facebook, I normally use what I call Facebook video downloader. So straight away, my phone linky, and I just paste it in there, and then I clicked on the download, and then boom, straight away this video becomes downloaded. And I think I shared it around but I'll do so now. And that's how I normally download my videos. Technology is so beautiful that it can be used in a positive way and it can also be used in a negative way. But in Taiwan, we are using it for a positive way. Shenu WhatsApp, let's send a Simomi, Adori WhatsApp, Adori Messenger, me, politicians are just lied to us. They are playing us. Well, Nigerians don't know that, but I keep telling you. Maybe we should watch one of my videos. Tí a ti ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ rí, ẹ jẹ́ ká wo eléyìí.
Mo máa fi gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjíire níbikíbi tí
ẹ bá ti láǹfààní àti wo fídíò yìí. Ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo ìgbà la máa ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà ó ti ṣe jàǹbá fún wa fún 61 years. Ẹ wò ẹ̀yin mi, mẹkáníìkì ni ẹ̀ ń wò yẹn. Ǹjẹ́ èèyàn lè sọ pé mechanic shop ní bíbá bó ṣe rí wọ́n ò lo generator bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo ohun tí ó jẹ́ nǹkan ìgbàlódé òun ni mechanic workshop yìí lò. Ẹ̀yin náà wá máa bira yín pé tó bá yẹ pé Nàìjíríà ṣiṣẹ́ ní Kwara state, ní Kogi state, ní Ọ̀ṣun state, ní Ondo state, ní Èkìtì, ní Lagos, ní Ogun state. Ẹ̀yin náà wo gbogbo àwọn mẹkáníìkì wa. Number one, ìdí tí a ṣe fún wọn ní value ni pé Nàìjíríà ó ti disrespect àtẹni tó jẹ́ oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́. Mẹkáníìkì jẹ́ iṣẹ́ gbòógì ní gbogbo àgbáyé tí mọ́tò bá wà. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹ wo ṣọ́ọ̀pù yẹn. Ẹ rí pé gbogbo ìgbà ni Koiki a máa sọ pé àfi tí a bá gbalẹ̀ Yorùbá, òun ni àlàáfíà máa dé sílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Òun ni gbogbo àwọn mẹkáníìkì wa la máa fún wọn ní ọ̀wọ̀. Àtẹni tó ń tata, àtẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní bank, àtẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní ministry, àti ọlọ́pàá, àti sójà. Gbogbo wa náà la máa ní value. Àmọ́ ní Nàìjíríà tèmi kò sí value system. Ìyẹn la ṣe sọ pé ẹ lọ sign òmìnira Yorùbá 2022.org ká lè kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà.
So when people are now saying 40 medias was promoting something nígbà yẹn, ẹ wo bàtà ti ṣe fídíò yẹn. But now, this particular media has now become the media tó fẹ́ gbà bọ̀dẹ̀ fún Yorùbá. Ẹ wo bàtà ṣe ń polówó àwọn tí à ń polówó fún nígbà yẹn. But today, our DMT who are relevant, àmọ́ ṣe mọ́. 40 medias were running every day promoting one particular agenda. Now we realize that, okay, agenda tá à ń promote yẹn, no, ó ti ní kọ́lọ́fín nínú. But some people still don't want to believe that. Ẹgbẹ́ tí mo pè lómìnira níbẹ̀. This was when we were promoting that particular section of the Yoruba nation movement. So we are not running the same thing. Ṣé 40 media lè máa parọ́? Tí Koiki bá tẹ̀ ń parọ́, ṣé the remaining 39 medias náà parọ́? So ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má wàá máa sọ fún wa pé àmọ́ tá à ń sọ. Ẹ gbọ́ bí ṣe nínú gbogbo videos tá a máa ń ṣe gbà yẹn, à ń fi promotion ẹ̀ sí. Kò dẹ̀ ṣe pé wọ́n sanwó fún wa. But we thought we were running the same agenda. Hello caller, ẹ gbóhùn sókè.
Ẹ káalẹ́ bàbá.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sà.
Ẹ kúṣẹ́ àti ìyá.
Àwa nìyẹn.
Mo comment and your platform as well.
Thank you so much.
Ẹ fẹ́ sọ nǹkan ni.
No. Ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
Okay, so mo comment ẹ̀gbọ́n pé iṣẹ́ gidi ni ẹ̀ ń ṣe, Ọlọ́run àdé máa fún iṣẹ́ ìpáyọ̀ lẹ́pẹ́. So when you are talking about this country called Nigeria ló kọ́ fúnra rẹ̀ gangan ló kọ́ Nigeria fúnra rẹ̀. Kò sí anybody tó fẹ́ kó fúnra rẹ̀. Ẹ tí àwọn èèyàn wá ní sí ìdánlò báńkì oríṣiríṣi akọ̀rí ọkùnrin kan máa já rẹ̀ sí owó pẹ̀ kọjá
ní agbára.
Ká ọmú síta.
Ó ní agbára.
Àwọn èèyàn kí mi ò ní rí.
Ó lágbára díẹ̀.
Ó ti wá le tó bẹ́ẹ̀. So, number one, price wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gé làwọn iye kan wọ́n sì kọ́
ó ní agbára kò ń ṣe kékeré.
So gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀dá jẹ́ báyìí tí wọ́n lò báyìí tó ń lò wọ́n jára wọn sí báyìí lórí tí wọ́n lè lò kọ́ pa èrò àti fún wọn wọ́n ṣàpadà senses wọn kọjá ká lò fún nǹkan tó yẹ pé ó máa wà fún everybody tó lè máa release wa kúrò nínú bondage sí àwà yìí tó tí a lo gbogbo energy yẹn ká fi bá federal government Nàìjíríà táwọn ará àtàlẹ́ bá wà dá sí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀sùn tí kò tọ́jú tó gbọ̀ngàn tá à ń pè rálì wọ́n bọ́ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ sí tẹ̀sí àìsàn òṣèṣì báyìí táwọn àgbàgbà yìí tó bá wà pé àwọn ipò yìí ṣe pé kúrálì wọ́n fẹ̀nu wọn kò tí wọ́n ní ìbínú wọ́n á bá àwọn òwe kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kó wọ́n kórí sínú àdẹ̀ṣẹ̀ láwọn fọlọ́ tí ń tẹ̀lé olóṣèlú up till now wọ́n sì fi gbé pé BBC ló máa solve problem wọn which is not possible láíláí kò sí possible. Gbogbo àwọn tó bá ń gbọ́ wa gbọ̀sán ń jí wa gbọ́ díẹ̀ wọ́n máa tún wọ́n gbọ́ gbọ̀sán wọn lè ṣe kọ́ máa gbọ́ Koikimedia wọ́n ti máa gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ nígbà káyé because whenever you come online wọ́n tún máa jẹ́ ìdí ní pé wow máa gbọ́ ọmọ mi ní alẹ́ tó sùn àgbà gbọ́ ọmọ mi láàárọ̀ àbúlọ̀sán yìí so you are really doing well bro.
Thank you so much.
So on this note now àwọn media àti àwọn tí wọ́n kò gbé bá pé àwọn foreign media sí wọn bọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ kan àbí àyè kan tẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ àdábà ìta báyìí ẹ̀ wọ́n sì wọ́n they can never come to your platform because they know they will ask questions. People that are following you, the kind of people that listen to you, they will ask questions. They are intelligent. Ọ̀rọ̀ lè fi wé àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n gbọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan náà kọ̀ọ̀kan àti tó ń tẹ̀lé wọn kan tó ní platform kò ní content. Lọ́sìn yẹn ní ti kò gbọ́ ní kò gbọ́ kankan kò lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ kan wọ́n máa ṣe pé orí burúkú wọn bẹ̀. So báwo ṣe wá sọ́dọ̀ yín? You will have questions. You are not a gullible man, you know. You are man of yourself and you ask questions and people that follow you they will ask questions. Lè kó followers yìí kẹ́bi compare àwọn tó tẹ̀lé àwọn yẹn it's not possible àwọn tí ò lọ́pọ̀lọ́ tẹ̀lé wọn lọ́pọ̀lọ́ aláìlọ́pọ̀lọ́ àtẹ̀lé lọ́pọ̀lọ́. So gbọ̀ àwọn gọ̀ ní ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀gbẹ́ tó gbọ́n tó wà láàrin àwọn gọ̀ so that is it wọ́n dẹ̀ nígbẹ́ tó bá gọ̀ ní gẹ́gẹ́ wọ́n lè ìjọba ìjẹ́gẹ́ tó gọ̀ kò gbọ́n wọ́n lè máa rí nǹkan tó jẹ bí iṣu so tó bá gbọ́n báwọn lọ́jọ́ mi máa rí wọn mú. Dáfù so you can't just say so ẹ̀yin máa wọlé ẹ̀yin ṣiṣẹ́ ti ti ń lọ ní wọ́n ti pé àwọn aládé sí àgbẹ̀ yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ìyẹn mo fẹ́ kí n pàdé lórí.
Ọ̀dà ẹ ṣe gan ẹ̀gbọ́n mi thank you so much.
Wọ́n padà bọ̀ wọ́n fi gbé tó fi bórí ṣàlàyé ó padà bọ̀ á fi bèbè.
Àmín ẹ ṣe gan.
Wọ́n padà bọ̀ abẹ́bẹ̀ náà ẹ kọ́ máa ṣòṣì tí wọ́n lọ you just continue with your good work.
Thank you so much ẹ ṣe gan ni. Mo fetí kan gbọ́ Ọba Solomon níbẹ̀ yẹn mo ti pick one or two things ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi the last caller let's take the next caller ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo wa a lè disagree but a gbọ́dọ̀ make sure pé we are running the same parallel agenda even if we are going to kill Nigeria in a different form ẹgbàálẹ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò sà. Àbí.
Èmi ò kọ́ lé láti àtàkẹ́ tó ní. Ọ̀pọ̀ ní question ní bẹ́ẹ̀ bí the question is ọ̀gá máa ń sọ wípé tí wọ́n bá ṣe election Nàìjíríà kí wọ́n máa sọ pé àṣẹ ẹ̀rọ wọ́n máa sọ pé àti fún amalgamation àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni sà.
À ń gbọ́ yín.
Okay now election máa kú wá many days back kí ni yẹn fún mi concern and then now gbọ́dọ̀ wáyé nínú movement here right now.
Okay.
Election there could be at 21 days or 22 days back.
Okay.
Like, give me way forward. Give me way forward. Give me what I'm actually there. Can't fucking because who free concern no. Now the about election has no renew amalgamation.
Okay.
You know, I'm more controversial mobile right now.
Okay.
You know, I'm going down. What they can pay the question.
Yeah. We're trying to say.
Any fracas right now. Election is small, election is big. All the tabati law shape as a new amalgamation.
All right. We're trying to see if we can get an answer to that before we end the program. Thank you so much. The question has been asked, and we will try and see how we can answer that. Election, believe, is just under 20 days from today. Subject to if election itself will hold. Hear me very well. Subject to if election will hold. The way Nigeria is as we speak right now, there is still a lot of probability that election is not going to come in place. Let's go straight to Belgium and take the next caller. I'm still going to respond to that, but we also have callers that want to respond to that. Hello, caller.
Hello, Mr. Koiki. Because there's some American warship towards Korea.
Yeah.
Where they are coming from is to evacuate their own citizens.
Okay.
Very soon, aircraft to evacuate American citizens from Lagos.
Okay.
They want to call Abuja. Want to petroleum something.
Okay.
They are not coming to save Yoruba nation.
Okay.
They are coming to take their own citizens. That's it. They might have helicopter gunship to evacuate their own citizens of America out of Lagos.
Okay.
Whether from Port Harcourt, that's what they are coming for. They are not going there until they know that is coming. And they are going to take their own citizens first out of an embassy money, Lagos or this thing. They are going to evacuate them from Western regions.
Okay.
Now they are going to save Nigeria.
Okay.
They are all Yorubas. But they are going to take their own citizens. Mark it. They got to happen in Afghanistan. Aeroplane.
Okay.
That's going to happen in Britain airport. That fucking shit will come. That's going to happen.
Okay.
Don't you? 100% sure of that one. They are not going to defend. They are going those petroleum, those are working most of American workers who are they are not and those who are trying to control the American embassy. That's what they are planning. They have said it down. They are going to bring down Nigeria down. And they know America, they have more information. They are giving those fucking shit that this is what's happening. They don't do anything. Ship one don't sink, yes. Ship don't basically ship but you think and American people know what's going on. That's it. They're not going to help Nigeria. That's it.
Thank you so much, Egbami. Again, the caller before was asking that since that the election is getting closer, and I think if we go on our timeline, we have the clock there that we set up there, even though it might not be accurate with the one in Nigeria. I think the one clock in one. I have a clock set up there. That's it. Munilati editor, because it's just about my editor. So it's still about 20 days, not 5 days as we have it here. So I'm going to, and if you see, we have been having these, I think, let me bring my face back in. We have been saying this, the Yoruba nation and no election in Nigeria come 2023. And we are right in that 2023. So the question that has come up is, this election that we are talking about, is it going to go ahead? And if it's going to go ahead, what is it going to have with the impact of the Yoruba nation? Number one, Enisuru Yawa, okay, let me allow her. Maybe she wants to say one or two things, because I want to say something on that briefly. And I don't want to stress too much on that, because the Yoruba Nation project is a continuity. It's a continuity in the sense that itself election that in Europe, it's not going to happen, because the politicians within the three political parties will make that election not to be fruitful. Nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. So, and whether the election will go ahead as they are planning it, the Yoruba Nation struggle has not ended. So, Egbozuke Yawa ti Onkwe.
Mo kàn ní kí n dá arákùnrin tó béèrè bí àyà ń já lọ́sí sọ pé tí election bá ti òde àti sáìn àti sáìn àmà alóòótọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ àlùsọ pé tí election bá ti mo gbọ́ tó ń sọ pé mi ò gbọ́ tó ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ irọ́ fọ́lásì ni.
Well, I mean, I think if you look about them, if we go back to 2014, that even the amalgamation from what even our country, there was nothing that says the amalgamation ended in 2014. What they have said is, we can dissolve that country when everybody is tired. So there was no clause. So
it's not actually láti 2014. So láti 2014 gbàgbà yẹn káwá sọ pé a lè gbà mọ́. A lè gbà the struggle continue. Sínú bá ń bí yín sì dé ọ̀gọ́ it's like pé ẹgbẹ́ ṣe gan. Wọ́n wá ní tí kìí kan bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀ ní ṣe mọ́. Èrò inú ẹ̀ wà nù ẹ̀ náà ọkọ̀ tó fẹ́ ṣe ló fẹ́ ṣe. So kò sí kankan tó fẹ́ stop ẹ̀. Tó bá gba ti ready láti ṣe ọkọ̀ tá a fẹ́ ṣe Jupiter kan British kan America kan ò lè stop wa. Because tó bá pẹ́ tí wọ́n tó ti ń ṣèkà wọn ayé náà máa rí pé ìtẹ̀ṣe náà tó. The only thing tá a fẹ́ gbé ẹyẹ èèyàn ẹ jẹ́ kí ojú yín wà níbì kan. Ẹyẹ gbọ́ eléyìí gbọ́dọ̀ ẹ mọ leader yẹn you know the Yoruba the terrain bí Yorùbá ṣe máa ń ṣe they look forward to a leader tí ojú yín bá ti ṣe kan bíbélì náà sọ ìmọ̀ yẹn á ṣe kan and you be able to do what you have to do. Tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tó ẹ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ amalgamation ẹgbẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ṣe election wọ́n ní ẹ ti sáà lọ́dún mẹ́rin gbà wọn láti kó sípò à ń jà fẹ́ gbà kan ẹni pé wọ́n ṣe kankan kó sí kan tó kàn wá. Bóyá wo ibi tá à ń lọ la face mo kò fẹ́ dábọ̀ bọ́yẹ̀ ló sọ pé àyà ń já báyìí.
Thank you so much. And yes, let me. I know we're. People wants to say one or two things, but I will still have my own response, which is going to back exactly what they've said anyway. Hello, caller.
Hello, Mr.
Hey, caller, sir. Ètò ni ẹ.
Ẹ̀rọ àṣàmú fẹ́ ètò ni o.
Ẹ ti wà lórí ẹ̀.
Lórí sípò àwọn ilé ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó wà bẹ̀ yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
To be honestly ní tèmi o àwọn ilé ni. Torí pé Nàìjíríà jẹ́ business center fún ẹ mọ̀. So wọ́n wá po bí nǹkan kan ṣe ń lọ. I think they notify in many ways. Even though they abandon, they ignore everything they see. Tẹ́gbà wo news wọ́n gbọ́ wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa election Nàìjíríà ní lọ́wọ́dì yìí. Hello, sir.
I'm going, but there's another sound coming from the background, but I'm going to then so. Mo fẹ́ interrupt.
Okay, sir.
I'm going.
They keep on for election.
Okay.
Security for lórí ẹ̀ nígbà yẹn pé election Nigeria kó lọ díẹ̀ and fear. I think they come with something security. Ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ bóyá pé nǹkan security wá síbẹ̀ yẹn. Nǹkan tẹ̀mí ń lò nìyẹn. Torí Nigeria is just a business center for them.
Okay.
And they to keep Nigeria as one. Even though some people are complaining, they don't keep killing. To the extent of what they are making in Nigeria is so important more than our life.
Okay.
This is saying we have to pursue all these things, all these people. Irú rákò ṣẹlẹ̀ lé Ìbàdàn lánàá yẹn, irú mẹ́ta ẹ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀, irú síìpù tó kó wáyé tó bá kó òkúta sí, ìfù wọn àti will be seen is sending a message. What's going on? What's going on? That's only what they will do. Because wise people, British, they stop for are stupid. They don't care about people's life. As much as their money, as much as they benefiting from.
All right, line here on crack again. I'm going to let you go. Line here on crack. I mean, you've been able to pass the message, but the line was also cracking. Let me answer that caller. It's a caller I know very well, and I know I won't say everybody. I want in between. They're like, okay, let me say this clearly. Unity Lowalo changed the dimension of Ominira 2022. In Tawawa, afterwards, election is not going to happen. Number one. The second was, nobody says that even if election hold, and I use the word even if election hold, that is the end of the Yoruba nation. Àwọn ló gbé project Òmìnira 2022 wá, because all along in the 3 years that I was talking about Yoruba nation, kò síyàn kankan tó sọ pé pinpoint pé ìjọba ẹ̀, and that's probably maybe why they were running to mark that Òmìnira, which actually was the illusion that they was doing in the 2022. And the first thing they did was to attack Baba Akintoye and knock him out. So the point of where there's fraction, there's no fraction. There was never a fraction, because the agenda, the project, and not the projecting, and their project is still ongoing according to what they are doing. But we are not going to be part of that project anymore, because we have been used and done to achieve a certain extent of that project. Just as anybody can come up again as well. So number one, could see anybody and will not sell the agenda of Òmìnira 2022. Whether that project is still ongoing, it has failed, it hasn't failed, that is their own cup of tea, not mine here anymore. And let me take you back to this PDF file that is on Koikimedia, which indicate clearly the agenda that we, and when I say we, I'm now talking on behalf of the Ìlànà Oòduà. This was a document that was put together. So ẹni tó bá ti kà, ẹ take time yìí kẹlọ́kà towards Yoruba self-determination. Wọ́n sọ pé towards Òmìnira 2022. Wọ́n sọ pé Òmìnira 2022. Àwọn ló gbé agenda narrative Òmìnira 2022 yẹn wá. And they were, they tried, at least. But it is a good thing that some of us have been able to see clearly. So the whole manuscript tó wà níta tẹ́lẹ̀ tí à ń follow the guide, following is the guide, the manual. We don't have to use everything. Táwọn náà kọ síbí báyìí. Because Baba Akintoye does not believe in violence. I believe in violence. It's a fact. Violence is part of what to win any game in life. So as a proof of violence, that is, I'm not speaking now on behalf of Baba Akintoye and IGBOHO. I, Olayomi Koiki, believe we have to be violent about this movement. And I've been very, very critical about that from day one. And I've not changed my views. Even some of my media within the colleagues disagree with me. And I don't have anybody to agree with me on that. Violence is something that I want to happen. Because violence will force me to now bring the federal government into the round table on a conversation. So tẹ́ bá sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ violence, right? That literally means that we are going to go through a rigorous movement where we will continue to push until it hits something. So this narrative way, number one, with new amalgamation. Sherry, àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà is just a phrase. Because, election has happened in 2015 after the 2014 amalgamation from what we have been told of the 100 years. So does that stop us from popping up? ṣe mọ̀ pé ní 2017 ni àwọn George Akínọlá ló ti ń jà fún. Prior to that ni Comrade Victor Taiwo ti ń jà fún. But their voices were not as strong in terms of the media opportunity. Do you know that you have to pay for you to attend a radio station in Nigeria? You have to pay. So when George Akínọlá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa nígbà táwọn make a narrative yẹn pé co-election máa wáyé ní 2019, why did that election went ahead? Just as we are pushing the same thing right now. The reason why it went ahead is because there are Yoruba politicians that are adamant to keep Nigeria in that state of things, and that election went ahead. 2017 now George Akínọlá ti ń pariwo pé kò gbọdọ̀ tún sí election mọ́ ní ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà àbí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, but the election went ahead.
Hello, brother.
Ẹ kálẹ́.
2000 and ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Anyway, ṣé kìí ṣe pé wà lórí program?
Mo wà lórí program o. Bí a ti pè é.
Mo fẹ́ sáré fún mo fẹ́ sáré yín.
Okay. Well, let's come back because I don't want to push more than 12 minutes more. Lani lórí programming. So, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń sọ pé kò sẹ́ni agenda, ẹ kàn ń sọ̀rọ̀. Kò sẹ́ni plan, kò sẹ́nithing. And a miracle has just dropped from the heaven. And everybody loves miracle because it has been part of us, you know. Àwọn kan like a church tó yẹ pé wọ́n lè ríran. Àwọn kan like wọ́n dífá orí into máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwọn kan náà like kọ́ lọ. So we are used to such, and there's nothing wrong in that. But there is nowhere today that this project pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà tó máa wá stop. Whatever it takes is why we are saying to our people that kọ́lá tó pé mi ẹ̀kan remind me pé nígbà tó ògbóúnjẹ wá sí Southwest, that was what they were discussing with me. Pé ṣé mo rántí pé now what they are doing now is using the same naira. So nígbà táwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi George Akínọlá ní 2017, èmi ò gbọ́ pé wọ́n ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation anything, and it was a big event, but kò trend bó ṣe jẹ́ kó trend tó in 2017. Tó bá jẹ́ pé àwa náà ti ń pariwo ní 2017 ni, what we are discussing now, a ti ní a lot of different problems now, but it would have been at least achieved up to an extent. Tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n push narrative yẹn láti 1999. So the concern pé fracas wà kíní kò sí fracas o, kò sí any fracas. Àwọn ọmọ mi ti fracas wà. Our own, I know there are some people, you know, àwọn gullible idiot bọ́lẹ̀kájà diaspora, and I'm not taking that word back. Think that because ẹ fẹ́ lo influence pé ẹ nífẹ̀ẹ́ èèyàn kan kẹwàá fẹ́ fìyẹn lé àwa lórí, no. Nígbà yẹn, in the sense that that agenda yẹn, right, is not authentic, and everybody knows that, and that's why they wanted to destroy Professor Banji Akintoye. But about to destroy bàbá yẹn, bí àwa wá gbé Ìgbòho mọ́ra, and they realized that that failed. It failed automatically because we realized that it took somebody like us to even believe it, to accept it. Then when we started saying the signal, ṣé tòótọ́ ni, ṣé irọ́ ni? But that's not where I'm going tonight. But like I said, we will always find somebody that wants us to change the narrative of the conversation. And I like people when they call and you say your own. And don't put your mom that. I said it at the beginning. So the agenda pé àjọ wà ní ojú kan, àjọ sí ní anywhere. Kọ́ máa bá project tí wọ́n lọ. Ṣebí Yorùbá náà ló ń jà fún. Kọ́ máa bá lọ. Ṣé tó bá délẹ̀ lómìnira ṣé ọmọ alé mi kúrò lẹ́ẹ̀dínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún lè lé mi kúrò náà. So nobody here from Koikimedia buys into that gullible, idiotic idea that is being sold to any one of you out there. Ẹ̀yin lè buy into it. We are not buying into that nonsense and jagbajantis. Olayomi Koiki lèmi jẹ́ of Koikimedia. ẹ lè cut ibi tí mo ti sọ ẹ kẹ gbé lọ fún wọn. I don't give a toss. So once again, mo kí gbogbo wa níbikíbi tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ mi lálẹ́ àní lè play ti Ọba Solomon yẹn mọ́ lálẹ́ because this program is now going into almost 3.5 hours and I've spent 3 hours that I wanted to use, but I need to explain the other bit. We are here, Yoruba Nation movement. Egbo is a movement. The movement will be completed. Ẹ lè fi ọ̀rọ̀ or ẹ lè fi ọwọ́ sí wa lẹ́nu ká sọ̀rọ̀ àsọ nígbà tí àsìkò bá tó. Ẹ rí pé it might look like everything is quiet. There is amount of work still going on. And that's all I can tell you. When those work are getting closer to where we want us to announce, we will announce. So gbogbo pé election bọ̀ nǹkan kan yẹn. Ẹgbẹ́ election ti dé nísìnyí lọ́tí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ti jáde sí títì. Ṣé àwa la rán wọn kọ́ jáde sí títì? When the pain gets to there, they came out on the street. Nígbà táwa ń pariwo fún 3 years pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì burúkú la wà nú ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde. No, I can't. It's too late now. I can't bring that in. They tell you about tired. I am tired now. I need to go now. So I've done 3 hours. So I played Ọba Solomon and all like along. So we should remain firm. It's because tó bá yẹ pé the whole pathway over ní the same line and they need this doubting mind tí gbogbo yín ti ní nísìn. Because nobody had a doubting mind for 2 years. Ṣé èèyàn kankan ní doubting mind for 2 years? But because another narrative came in that wanted to destroy that. So this is going to be my last call. I won't take any more call after this caller. Hello, caller. Thank you, sir. God
bless you.
Amen.
Amen. In fact, you are doing a wonderful job, and God will continue to strengthen you for enlightening the people.
Amen.
As one thing I just want to contribute to is the area of KABIRU was speaking of now and asking God to deliver Nigeria.
Wow. Okay. Narrative, I can say that. Okay.
The narrative, that's it because they also contributed to the problem right now. So they contributed a lot to the problem. They make the people gullible. Instead of making the people to ask for their rights, they ask the people to pray so that their transformer can be able to work. So they make the people believe that they can pray for their telephone to work. So and those are the areas in which they have actually damaged the brain of the people. So right now, I say Nigeria is a country of cows and goats. Because that is what these religious leaders have made the people to become. Unfortunately, many of them know the truth, but they are hiding it. Because if I have opportunity to see Babaji, I'm a redeemer for your information. But I don't believe in those idiotic approach to religion. If I have opportunity to ask Babaji a question, I will ask him if God created Nigeria. They all know the truth. They all know the truth. And they know that Nigeria is not a nation created by God. They know that Nigeria was created by man. And even the men that created Nigeria, what they did was to disrupt the natural order that God set in place. The British living their own domain, going into another person's domain, disrupts the entire order there, conquer the people, destabilize them, and turn the place to a business center in their own interests. So we all know that, and now Babaji is now praying that God should sustain that arrangement. A foundation that disrupted God's own order is now asking God to sustain it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He's now asking God to deliver Nigeria. God is not interested because that's not what God created. They created it, the foundation of it was all laid on lies. The building block were lies. The design was a lie, and it's been sustained with lies for several years. 109 years. It's been sustained on lies. So therefore, calling people now or calling on God is a waste of time. It's just to tell the people that we are concerned and we are also helping so that things can get better. They are not doing anything. They are making the matter worse. Then before I round up, I just want to say that we should not be distracted by the so-called Obedience 2022 because we are in 2023. So I don't see any relevance of the year 2022 again in the journey ahead. So therefore, let people not bother themselves. Those who want to distract whatever is going on, they should go ahead with their occupied. We have not seen an inch of land occupied since all these days. So it's just a waste of time. Let not bother ourselves about that.
Thank you so much.
God bless you, my brother.
And I appreciate all the silent listeners. That's going to be our last call. We can push a little bit to just buttress the last caller. Say late, maybe tomorrow our Sunday broadcast, it will be about noon or 1 so that the America artists I thought I heard a sound. Let's listen to this.
Where is the money going to? 80% of what should have been the income of a nation is going to the hand of some people. That's a lot of money, man. What do they want to do with the money? That's question number 3. Question number 4. Who are the foreign nations buying this stolen oil? Question number 5. How many of these nations of the world are your friends? So you can see the reason why I'm not thinking of 2023. Maybe that's why God has not spoken to me about that, because there is a lot to deal with now. Do I tell you one more thing? It is open secret. It's in the news. Undenied. That more than 90% of our income, more than 90% of the money we get from the leftover of the oil that was stolen, we are using it to pay the interest of the money we have already borrowed. More than 90%. And then it is news. I'm sure you listen to the news. We are borrowing more. Meaning what? According to a friend of mine, we are moving steadily to bankruptcy. A whole nation. My beloved Nigeria is moving
towards bankruptcy. Nigeria is really in distress. Just to finish up tonight and put the assurance in the minds of millions of our people. Electoral láti fi sọ Yorùbá nígbà kí ọkàn wa lè balẹ̀. Mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo tab oye yẹn Yorùbá mi get as it be. Mo kí ìyàwó grandma Rafiat Bryant ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ̀dẹ̀kú ìtọ́jú. Matthew Adebambo, I've seen your message. As much as we allow freedom of speech, please do not disrupt our comment section here. There's a lot of last year 2 billion people who are on Facebook, so we don't have to literally be on a particular platform and come and disturb us here. We don't want to. I'm a 40 medias have been used and done, but we are now trying to make sure that we are back on what we are doing. Project ni kódà ẹlòmíì tún lè dìde kó tó gbé náà ìbáwọ̀ ẹbí lọ́ọ̀yà kan náà tó ń sọ jágbajàgba ó náà máa tún gbé àwọn lọ́ọ̀yà kan dé ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ọ̀nà ní kólúkálukú máa lò but èyí táwa ń tẹ̀lé tó jẹ́ ti ìlànà because ẹ ti sọ pé political party ni ẹ filẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ èyí tẹ́ ní Ìgbòho kinní kan ẹ filẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ìyẹn làá fẹ́ tẹ̀lé ẹ má wá disrupt platform yìí tẹ́ ẹ bá ní mind ẹ lè máa gbọ́ kẹ má comment àwọn kan wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó yẹ pé tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń comment but ọ̀nà wa ọjọ́ fi tọrọ àwọn mọ́ nísìn so wọ́n comment wọ́n máa lọ comment tó bá jẹ́ pé lórí wo tv lórí play sometimes we see them there or tó bá wà lórí channel tiwa lélẹ̀ tó ń promote Yorùbá nation tọkùntọkùn láì ṣeyèméjì tó dúró lórí pé kíran Yorùbá kó pín èèyàn kan sọ pé yẹn pé election ń bọ̀ ṣé bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ ṣé wọ́n guarantee fún yín pé owó máa dé bank níjọ́ Monday lọ́la ṣé mọ̀ pé kò sówó lórí ATM bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ POS wọ́n rówó gbà àwọn tó fẹ́ gbowó so there will be more disruption ẹ lọ gbọ́n kan tí Tinubu sọ there is probability that they might postpone the election there is probability ẹ lọ gbọ́ Naija FM tí mo Naija Voices tí mo ṣe níjọ́ Wednesday I gave all the reasons why election might not come so it has not got anything to disturb with the Yoruba Nation movement but in táwọn èèyàn fẹ́ mọ̀ ni pé nígbà wo gangan ni àwa máa jáde tán kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà bàbá Akintoye believes it has to be peaceful but tẹ bá wo ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá yẹn bá ń sọ ó ní revolution ni kódà ká bá rí fire ká wọnú ẹ̀ ká jáde ní the other side níta fi mú máa dá ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ lè push Sunday Igboho it will do as exactly as Elédùmarè Ọlọ́run ọba tó bá fi direct ẹ̀ wọ́n mú mọ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n arrest ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ni ẹ̀ fi sílẹ̀ and he's doing very well and I still have a communication with him up to yesterday and he's following everything that is going on as well so tẹ́ bá fi pé lè wá pé píkì brain ni bàbá yẹn ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun Ọ̀nà ẹ wà ń bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Professor Akintoye Dr. Sunday Igboho you shall not labour in vain may your enemies live to see you take us to the promised land called Yoruba Nation no retreat no surrender Yoruba Nation and I think I don't have to add more to that. Mo kí gbogbo wa pátápátá. Mo kí yín. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọkàn balẹ̀. Mo kí àmì dáadáa ọmọlára Ìyábọ̀ Àjàlá. Mo kí wọ̀nyí girama. Mo kí àwọn ìyàwó mi. Mo ti rí ẹni tó lọ naked yẹn. Frustration náà ni. Mo wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwa tá à ń fi òye bá lọ. Nigeria with all the indices is about to fall apart. Ìdókọ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé ó máa affect a lot of our people because hunger yẹn ó máa pọ̀ gan. Let's not be concerned about 2023 because èmi ò ń sọ̀rọ̀ politics ní bíbá too much kó má dàgbà pé à ń promote wọn. Ẹ lọ gbọ́ gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ MC Olúọmọ náà fẹ́ gbé INEC material PDP nírọ̀ o MC Olúọmọ kẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn NURT ló máa ń move INEC material. There will be a lot of problem. Ní last week, àwọn PDP wọ́n fi ìbọn léra wọn kiri. So yẹn la sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà ní pé don't get involved in this country in this election that is coming. Thank you, Mr. Louis Peter. So one thing I can say is ẹ lè máa sọ pé bàbá ò ní plan Ìgbòho ò ní plan wọ́n jókòó wọ́n wò tásìkò bá tó. Tó bá ti fún wa ní go ahead we will come and tell you the next move but the next move is not something that we can say now because already àwọn tó ti lulẹ̀ tó yẹ pé imagine ẹni tó believe strongly ní Yorùbá nation tẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ náà no believe nípa yín mọ́ ẹ̀yin ò mọ̀ ṣe àwọn tó mọ̀ ṣe ẹ jẹ́ kó máa bá ṣe lọ àwa dúró for the instruction gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá wà nílé tẹ́ máa ń béèrè pé kí ni way forward kí ni way forward the movement continue until we achieve our nation. A gbọ́dọ̀ lọ́ka má gbọ́ you don see Igboho mo lọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ mi kan a ní you don see Igboho mo lójoojúmọ́ ni máa ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ àlàáfíà ló wà kò séwu rárá Ọlọ́run àbá rẹ̀ dúró ti family ẹ̀ á dúró ti àwọn ọmọ bàbá wa olóyè Sunday Igboho doctor á bá ń dúró ti màmá wọn kódà mo tuntun gbọ́ pọ́ tuntun ń bú màmá wọn náà kábíyèsí Elédùmarè ó dà pé orí Yorùbá wo ìyá mi mo ti gbọ́ yẹn briefly lálẹ́ Ọlọ́run bá ń dúró ti àwọn ìyàwó wọn á wá dúró ti gbogbo nǹkan pè ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ogun wọn ni kó wa lọ kò sí bó ṣe lè gbìyànjú ẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tí ó jẹ́ alágbára ilẹ̀ Yorùbá là ń kí láì yọ ẹnìkankan sílẹ̀ Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà ni farmers hunters ni mo kí bàbá wa Ìbà Gani Adams mo kí gbogbo àwọn elders tó jẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àmọ́ elders tó ń fà wá lọ sí irú Bísí Àkàndé irú àwọn ìyá yẹn kọ́ ti mu poison kọ́ ti kú dànù kọ́ ti máa lọ tipẹ́tipẹ́ owó fi kú because ìkà tó fi ṣe ni pé tí Tinubu bá débẹ̀ Bísí Àkàndé náà lè máa lọ sí Aso Rock á lè máa dàgbádà á lè máa fi private jet gbé látẹ̀kọ̀ àti that's what they want and that's why and probably some people will now say mo mọ Bísí Àkàndé ẹ bá mi pé èmi náà fẹ́ contract kan and everybody knows that when Tinubu gets there you probably not have time for anybody in the country you'll probably be so much weak even Buhari ní 2014 ó strong ju Tinubu táwọn wò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn ẹ lọ ṣe comparison yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Bísí Àkàndé bàbá close up kò rí kankan ṣe l'Ọ̀ṣun state Bọ̀dé George wọ́n rí kankan ṣe gbogbo wọn pátápátá and they call themselves elder statesmen most of them should have died and gone long time ago mo kí gbogbo àwọn tí ó ti kú tó ní mọ̀lẹ́bí it might look like some of you have been neglected not literally Yoruba nation people àwọn tí ẹ pé Nàìjíríà ti padà nù a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ I'm doing my close up so I can use my own little bit of time now àìmọye àwọn tó yẹ pé mo kí ìyàwó Jẹ̀nílát Yétúndé Àfàpẹ́ ẹ káàbọ̀ bàmá alálùbáríkà ojú ló ń kán ìbòjì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òun máa débẹ̀ Mr. Ọládipúpọ̀ mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin yonkan mo kí Muslim mo kí Christian mo kí gbogbo àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe mo wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin diaspora in the midst of the struggle if you guys don't know we were really in a big storm towards the end of last year storm yẹn move by but pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run àtọgbọ́n gbogbo wa we were able to stay to àtúndà padà pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ó fi máa yà báyìí fi máa lọ báyìí àyàdá padà ẹ̀jẹ̀ àgbélé náà ká tó máa lọ. We love all our leaders from different categories. Leaders pọ̀ ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ jẹ́ admin ní group gidi tó ń ṣe tí wọ́n ń lo platform yẹn láti fi dàrin àjò yìí rẹ́. It's fine. Sórí wọ arákùnrin yẹn máa criticize ẹ máa mock Ìgbòho. You are allowed to do so. But tó bá jẹ́ pé inú ilé Ìgbòho tèmi mọ̀ pé ó gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ tó sùn níbẹ̀ tó jí níbẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń dáná tó jẹ́ pé Ìgbòho máa make sure pé gbogbo wa là ń jẹun oúnjẹ kan náà tó bá sè ni chief náà ń jẹ kò sọ pé kọ́ṣẹ̀ sí tòun separate torí mo wà ń bẹ̀ for 6 months oúnjẹ tó iná tó dá nínú ilé yẹn ni gbogbo wa ń jẹ tí wọn náà ń jẹ ó já ta ó jẹ yọ Ìgbòho wa dẹni tó ń disrespect à ń bẹ catalogue ṣé wọ́n lọ fẹ́ fi jẹ chief of army staff ìwọ ló fẹ́ overthrow Ìgbòho ló fẹ́ jẹ chief of army staff he who laugh last will laugh best Lucky Dube Elédùmarè àwa dúró tì wá àwa pẹ̀lú wa gbogbo bí kíbi tọ́mọ Yorùbá ti ń jẹ̀yà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lénìí Ọlọ́run bá tú wa sílẹ̀ ẹlòmíì ìwé ló fẹ́ gbà ó wà lórí ẹ̀ láti the last only God knows l'Amẹ́ríkà ní Europe ní káàkiri ẹlòmíì ó ní kankan tó ń dùn tó ń wá látọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run àṣẹ fún wa gbogbo àwọn tó ti kú látọ̀dọ̀ ìyá wa tó kú tó jẹ́ pé ní àbá tẹ̀ tún rántí báyìí ó mà ti ń lọ tó Sunday méjì nísìnyí èyí ló fẹ́ kọ́lọ́n bá foríjì wọn kó bá ń dó táwọn ọmọ wọn gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọba Gaiman ẹ máa ṣayé lọ báyìí kẹsọ pé kò kàn yín èmi kọ́ mọ̀ pé àwọn alálẹ̀ ò ní jẹ́ ẹ máa sùn lálẹ́ bí abi tí wà tìyàwó ẹ bá ti jọ wà ẹ fi máa alálẹ̀ akọ̀wọlé láàrin yín á dì pẹ̀lú yín ẹ̀yin náà ní nísinmi bí ìran Yorùbá ò ṣe nísinmi ẹ̀yin náà ní nísinmi mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí ẹ ṣe ìyàwó Olúwatóyìn Ọmọlára Fatima ẹni tí ìbára wọn ti dárúkọ ẹ má fi ṣègbénú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni just the navy blue shirt 4725 ẹ̀yin tí mixlr amọ̀pẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ní Tinubu is a film actor he will be disgraced forever thank you so much for listeners stick to that we have to go now oran ayọ̀lá máa sùn kọ́lédùmarè kó jẹ́ ká tún jọ pàdé ní ọ̀la agbára Ọlọ́run Yoruba nation forever mo kí ìjáyà mo kí gbogbo àwọn Yoruba world media mo kí Lady K dada she needs to be strong they want to do everything just to kill our spirit ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ò react I was watching Lady K the same person yẹn wọ́n ti fẹ́mi náà ní wòtòwòtò èmi ò react sí mi sòyìn ló máa ń dùn gbogbo wọn. But I can understand our female, they can't take it sometimes. The same message Lady K playing, the same person here, the same woman here, what is send the same now. Emi ò tẹ́ but Lady K talk, but it also send me, emi ò láti play. But I'm sure they're probably watching and our only problem is see. One is silent is the best answer for a fool. Get out. Ẹ̀yin alone. But mo dedicate fún yín ní wòtòwòtò pé mi ò fún yín ní wòtòwòtò mo dedicate fún yín ní wòtòwòtò okay I try láti ṣí Twitter fún ìyàwó Ọmọlára ẹ rán mi létí oran ayọ̀lá máa sùn ìyá mi gbé mi lékè ẹ bá ń kí girama àwa wà lórí ọwọ́ wa mo kí bàbá ọkùn mi heritage dáadáa ẹ gbogbo àfọkànbalẹ̀ ó ràárọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè àgbéga ìgbàgbọ́ bá ti bẹ̀rù ká ṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan ìkẹjẹ tẹ̀síwájú ọpọlọ àtòhun ọmọ Odùduwà ọ̀sìn ipò ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ìjọ adúláwọ̀ àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀. Jákúndúṣọlá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa mo mọ̀ kẹwàá bẹ́ẹ̀ ó dàárọ̀ everybody.
Wọ́n ní Nàìjíríà ní àṣekún ẹ̀ríkẹ́ Nàìjíríà tó ń gbé education tí wọ́n ń gbé infrastructure wọ́n fẹ́ mi òun kan náà fi ẹ̀wá náà fẹ́ mi ìwé ìṣòkò yẹn náà ní láyé. Mo hóòpù tí ẹ gbà ìwé lẹ́nu mo rí. Àfáàwé náà wá sí òun kí wọ́n na ọmọ wọn lábẹ́ ọmọ ti dànù wọn. Kọ́lá tí Nàìjíríà máa ń gbọ́ bọ́ jọba yìí èmi wà náà tí ó máa sọ. Ẹyẹ gémi eré pa ẹfẹ́ yìí ní gbogbo ìgbà kò sẹ́ni kéde kò sí pa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kọ́ sí kò lè rí òògùn lọ́sibítà. Ìsìnlẹ̀ kò sómi. Ó kó lọ ọdún mẹ́fà wọn ò ní ṣe ewu kó pàrọ̀ àdúgbò tán.
Ọmọ Oòduà ọjọ́ jáde ọ̀gá Fúlàní Yorùbá nation yìí ti gbogbo wa ni kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ torí kò sílùú mìíràn.
life is so funny. You come with nothing, then fight for everything, and later leave everything and go back with empty hand. God is powerful.